Should be live. I'm double checking on that. Thanks for having patience with us if you're watching this right now. Trying to make sure we're all loud and clear for everybody.
Don't like any technical lag, so sometimes it's just best to reset. Sorry that's why you need to be subscribed to our YouTube channel, because then you'll get the little notification pops up. Hey, the UGA Sports guys are live. Coach, there's 11 minutes and 13 seconds in the first quarter. Stetson Bennett in at quarterback. Here we go. Trey McKitty in at tight end.
All right.
You did say it run the ball. They picked up 9 yards on the first run.
Yeah, it looked like we're going to do a little tempo here too.
Really?
Maybe I'm wrong there.
No, they were all looking at the sideline, like you said. You know, you like to see them call it in that way instead of huddling up.
Christopher Daddy, thank you for saying this is so much better. We are live and clear. Thank y'all.
Please be sure to share it. Okay.
Get some good movement at the point of attack. If I'm Kentucky, you got to load up, stop the run, and force us to pass. Particularly, we got guys playing. This is something we can't afford right here. We can afford that.
Yeah, I was about to say, you can afford a face mask, 15 yards.
But, all of a sudden here we got 2 freshmen in at wide receiver, Rosemary and Burton. And it's going to be important how they make plays on the perimeter, because they're going to force us to throw. But at this point, until they stop the run, I'd run it every time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why would you? I mean, you picked up 9 yards and you picked up 7. Just keep running the ball.
I'm a little surprised Kentucky's not stacking the box more.
No,
there's a backside pursuit. Good hit by the backside linebacker.
Yeah.
There's a good example.
How do you stop that?
Well, you got to do a good job of trying to cut off, but that's the first play we've run out of the pistol, which is a little bit easier to get backside pursuit, because
takes longer to get there.
You can read one way or the other, whereas out of the regular formation, that's backside, it's a little bit tougher.
Now, Kentucky's missing one of the premier interior defensive linemen. So
James Cook, show him your tail lights. Yes, sir. Look at that quickness.
That is evasive.
Coach Switzer used to say, quick as a hiccup. And that was definitely a hiccup.
Yeah, I mean, they had a chance to get him for a loss there in the backfield, and he's coming right back out of the game. So in for one play and picks up the first down and right back out.
Impressive to take the ball off your own goal line like this. Very good. Now we've got 12 personnel, 2 tight ends. Watch the backside here and see what kind of job Washington does here. Go on and run. Probably should have run sooner.
A little hesitation there, but
really didn't need to worry about Washington there. They bring McKitty back. The same play we ran against Alabama. Coming in with Kendall Milton, a big stud. I would really be surprised if we didn't run the ball right here. I would be completely shocked. I would be exasperated.
8:55, 8:54, 8:53, 8:52 for those of you who are syncing up at home on your phones. Kierchek.
There it is.
Oh, he's going to go. He's going to go.
This is very similar game plan to that Missouri ran last week. They're just running at the soft spot of the defense. Look where the linebacker is at this point. By the time he engages the block, he's 5 yards down the field, and a very good job by Bennett getting us in the right play where you can go at that soft spot and you don't have to knock those big guys off the line right at the point of attack. Let's see if we continue to do that. And at this point, the soft spot's on the right.
I mean, you're going to get 6 yards of carry.
Yeah, going in behind Ben Cleveland and Warren McClendon there.
Yeah. Warren McClendon's been one of the real bright spots of the improvement he's made.
Night and day.
Really has given us a lot of confidence. And I like the fact that we can run 3 backs in the first 8, 9 plays. We've gone White 3 or 4 times, then Cook, then Milton. second 5 very manageable here in the red zone. Again, the soft spots to our right.
Which was exactly what they did on that first play of the game. Was that exact same play?
Yeah, I mean,
although he cut it inside on that first play, but second play, they ran to that exact same formation.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, ride that horse.
How do you define the weak spots? Because I'm sitting there looking at it, and I can't. To me, it looks like 2 football teams lined up.
It's not necessarily the weak spot; it's the soft spot.
Soft spot.
It's the area. They're playing a 3-4 defense, and they've got over here on the same side again, and he should make a good break there, but they're not getting any kind of run support out of their secondary either because we're detached to formation. So it's really you're playing a game here of it's almost like a 5-on-5 there with the lineman and then with the extra tight end. At this point, just keep pounding. The other thing, you're eating that clock up. We're probably going to put a tight end in motion here.
No, look at
it's the one time they caught us from the backside here.
Yeah, but not after you'd moved the pile all the way down the field. You see Trey Hill, Jamari Sawyer, Justin Schaefer. They're all 5 yards down the field pushing those behemoths out of the way.
We got to protect the backside better, though. They got us on the edge here.
Yeah,
he should walk.
Solid block from Trey Hill right there.
Yeah. The backside guy got in, but he broke the tackle.
I would like to see us use maybe a little bit more backside help, but it doesn't matter if you're running like this. He's going to run to the right again. Walk in.
There. Nice fake to Stetson. Everyone was looking for it.
And
they blitzed.
White, Cook, and Milton are saying, yes, Stetson, we run it down the field and you keep it for a touchdown. But
that is touchdown poaching 101 right there, baby.
Oh, yeah.
But that even though you use it in a safe position there, first down, it's going to make them worry about the rest of that way, you know. And Kirby saying, look, let those guys kick the touchdown now, man.
Well, after all the grief he got last week, I think everybody will be over there patting him on the back saying, good job, Well,
what he's really adept at that whole series is just going at the right area.
Yeah.
We had no lost yardage plays. Where did that series start, like the 13?
Yes, I think it's
87 yards rushing right there. Right. And
here's the other thing. Kentucky is not a team equipped to come from behind. Getting an early lead allows Georgia to put the hammer down, as it goes. I know it's early. I know things can happen, all that good stuff. But I'm just saying Kentucky's not a team that's going to be coming back from too many points down.
And I did a 3-2-1 column yesterday, which you need to check out. If you read the Georgia 3-2-1 column yesterday, you know that the first thing we talked about was running the ball. We also talked about some of the guys that would be out for this game. So although everyone today was reporting that Kenny Mack and George Pickens were not there or not going to play, we've basically had that yesterday. That's why you pay your 27 cents a day to read UGASports.com. We had it there. But we talked about focusing on running the ball. That you're built for it. You have that ability. So definitely like to see a little bit more of that as the game progresses. No, I shouldn't say more of that. Continue that, Coach, because it looks like you got Kentucky on their heels. And as Dayne says, this is not really a team, especially a new quarterback back there. If you can get them down a couple scores and you force them through the air, Kentucky has completed 4 touchdown passes in 5 games.
They only had 36 plays last week.
Yeah, but let's don't be too quick to just write Kentucky off. You
have 1 score. That's it.
We have not been a real good team playing from the lead all year. So let's see what we can do. Continue there, but I agree with you. I'm not trying to be the antithesis here, but Kentucky's not going to
just shoot down all my stuff, Coach.
Kentucky's not going to beat us lining up and trying to run right at us. They're going to have to throw the ball effectively, and they just, we make our living on stopping the run. So, the other thing that I would say is let's don't get too worried about what we're going to do at the end of the year. We got to build up for the rest of the year right now. Our team's got to develop some identity, get some confidence, and certainly that drive helps you. But at the same time, you're a total team here. You got a dominant defense. You should have. It didn't play like it last week. You got a tremendous kicking game. You got an up-and-coming offensive line, and you got a lot of young wide receivers that got to develop there. Right now, we're playing two freshman wide receivers that never even had spring practice.
Yeah.
So we got a tight end that transferred in from Miami, and you got a tight end that's playing on the other side that's a true freshman in Washington. So let's just keep it up here and enjoy winning. I like that. I mean, you can find something wrong with anything you do, but let's enjoy this right now.
I can find some stuff that we can complain about. I mean, if you really need us to. One thing I won't complain about is our friends at Bud Light Seltzer. It is a fantastic drink. I'm knocking back the pineapple now. The entire can, 100 calories, 5% alcohol by volume. They have the black cherry, which is phenomenal. Trust me, if you add a little Tito's vodka to that, it's even better. They have lemon lime, strawberry, mango, cranberry, strawberry. I have them all in a cooler here. We'll be knocking those back. Thanks to our friends at Leon Farmer for setting that up. And be sure to enjoy the Bud Light Seltzer.
Kentucky has the ball 6:07 first quarter. Joey Gatewood taking the snap. Well, it was a fake. It's a snap count. He just took it. And there's a quarterback keeper up the middle. Pretty good tackle from Richard LeCount.
Joey said, when I transferred up here, you didn't tell me I was going to be a battering ram.
Yeah, Joey ran right through that left A gap, picked up 3 yards.
Minnesota Dog 1 watching from Mankato, Minnesota. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, tell us where you're watching, folks. And remember, share this to get in the drawing, get into the running for the $50 gift card.
This is a very compressed formation. I'd like to run the quick pitch out of it, but actually trying these cutbacks and getting a stalemate at the line of scrimmage and running through the gaps. This is a good, strong run there. I mean, they'll take 3rd and 3 against our defense all day.
Absolutely.
This game's going to be over at 2 o'clock.
We'll take that. I got places to be tonight.
Is that right? You
got more of those seltzers to put down.
Nah. Watching, I know this is kind of old-fashioned, 2 SEC teams running at each other hard and working on special teams. I know that some people might get bored, but I absolutely love it.
What's your hard count here?
This is man-on-man football right now.
454, 453, 451, 450, first quarter.
Yep, got it, first down.
We got no – they did exactly to us what we were doing to them, ran at the soft spot, and we didn't take it on.
Justin Ward's in Salida, Colorado. Amari Carmichael's in Nashville. Christopher Daddy's in Gwinnett County. Zach Reeves is in Waynesboro, Tennessee. Christy Ewell in Chapel Hill. Thank you all.
Got Chapel Hill High.
We got some folks all the way in Colorado and Tennessee. We love that. Thanks,
Chuck
everybody.
Ward in Huffman, Texas.
Chuck, send us some brisket.
418, 417.
There.
Gatewood's a competent runner.
Was Lewis seen acting as a spy on that play?
Yeah,
we went too deep, but he came up.
We give the calls who's got the gaps if you play man coverage, and he's got that whole left side there. Okay. So otherwise, you don't have anybody on run support. We were playing man on the outside. We don't have enough people over here.
Yeah, but I say
we're trying to play these people with our regular people. You know, we've got nickel in the game, and they're really trying to spread us out and then run at this bubble here. They're going to run it. Now they got an empty. Watch the quarterback draw here.
Yeah, and that's an odd stack at the bottom of your screen there. 339, 338.
Could be a quick screen out here. Quarterback draw.
There it is. But you noticed.
I got one right today.
You did get that one. You called it. Richard LeCount also identified that pretty quickly and stepped up.
Yeah.
One of those situations where Richard might have 3 or 4 half tackles so far, but you just realize that he is the guy who is going to take it away from that experience on the defense that he has.
One thing about Kentucky, you've got to be happy. They continue to get positive yards running right at us, and I think if they don't make it here, I could see Stoops going for it.
Yeah, 3rd and 2.
258, 257,
I'm talking about 4th down.
That's what I'm saying. Just if it's 2 yards.
Attaboy, make the play.
No. Oh, there.
He's not going for it now.
Azeez Ojulari was a really good play on the inside there.
So
I mean, why, if you're Kentucky, I mean, John Calipari needs to call over there. Why would you throw the ball on 3rd and 2?
No.
We bring the corner blitz, Stokes. We got to start aiming at the inside shoulder on these corner blitzes. We watch it in the Auburn game. We watch it there. Hey, the guys are going to duck to the inside.
I was going to ask you.
Have you ever seen a guy duck to the outside?
The same thing happened when they sent Mark Webb. The same thing happened when they sent Campbell last week. 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago with Eric Stokes. They get there, but they don't make the tackles. They're putting pressure on them, Coach. But I was going to ask you specifically, how do you actually make that tackle when you're one-on-one? So you actually tell him to go for the
inside shoulder.
Okay.
But right there, a bad decision by Kieras. He's on the 10-yard line. He backed up and got 3 yards. I mean, don't ever catch a punt on inside the 10.
Don't you just put your feet on the 10?
What difference does 4 yards make if they down it on the 2 as compared to 20 yards if it goes in the end zone?
Yeah.
That's just a technical mistake, but I'm not going to be – he's a good catcher,
you
though.
hate Keir Jackson. We understand.
He's a good catcher, and
He's going to pop you in the mouth, Roddy.
Hey, we got to get those crazy hot takes all over the Twitter. Coach Donnan hates Keir Jackson. Tune in at
I'm a big fan
fan.
of him. I'm a big fan of Leon Farmer and Athens Ford too for bringing this every week to us. All this new equipment that Roddy purchased, and he's on the payment plan. They started to repossess it last week, but we got one more week here. So,
Well,
and,
Roddy,
I feel bad when somebody comes over to my house as a collector and really coming to get these. So don't let them come by here.
Hey, you don't answer the door, Coach. That's the rule.
All right,
You don't answer the door, and they can't steal our cameras and gear.
I was going to tell you, Roddy, I pulled up right behind you on the way here, and, man, your Ford was shining out there.
Of course it is, man. And that's a 2016, okay? Now the 2020s are out there, and they've got these ridiculous deals on them. And people all the time say, well, I can't afford a new car. Well, you can, because the deals right now at Athens Ford are fantastic. But I also tell people, do what I did and get a Ford certified pre-owned vehicle where they go through it and they take one back that's been on a lease or something like that. They give it this 150-point inspection. They go through it. It feels like a brand new vehicle. Athens Ford is the #1 dealer in the state of Georgia for Ford certified pre-owned vehicles. All of them are going to come with a lifetime powertrain warranty, but it's going to feel brand new, and you don't take that new car depreciation hit. You buy it for 30-40% off of what it originally sold for, but it feels brand new. So it's like 99% of brand new. Somebody else may have sat in it, for a few miles, but you get it at this great deal, and they back it up. And so we're in 2020. I'm with a 2016. It still looks brand new because I bought it brand new.
Well, and the maintenance you've been getting over there on
Yeah, no, the maintenance is fantastic. And I said it on our podcast. We really should change the UGASports headquarters to their waiting room. Food, drinks, snacks, Wi-Fi, cleaner than my house by far. Or cleaner than my office, I should say. So be sure to check out Athens Ford when you get a chance. 2:06 in the first quarter. Georgia's got the ball back, deep in its own territory.
Back in his old days, Todd Monken would take a shot here on first down, but I don't see that happening.
No, not the way they're lined up.
206, 205. It's Samir White for not a very big gain. Yeah, I guess it was more than I thought for.
No, because the camera's set here.
Now.
Yeah.
One thing about our guy Brent Rollins, he'll tell us how many yards after contact these guys have later in the week. And game like this, when you're playing in a phone booth, so to speak, in between the tackles, that's important. Still going with the pistol here.
Seems a lot of wasted space there.
No movement at all there.
We got a super chat from Christopher Daddy. He says, this can help make a payment to the Ford Rent-A-Center. Thanks for the stream, fellas. Christopher, thank you for that.
I definitely wasn't asking for that.
And we should, though. I like that. Thank you, Chris.
Coach Sean Forsyth asked, why does Georgia not do more bootlegs?
I think you'll see more of that today, John. I really do. We got Cook in the game here. We could fake to him and run a screen.
55 seconds, 54, 53, 3rd and 4.
That's it. Make the first.
Get and more. Stetson Bennett with the keeper.
Oh.
God knows. Wrap it up, Stetson. Just go down, man.
Just slide. Don't try to do too much.
Boy, that could have been dangerous. Way to go, Fitz. You just got to go down here.
Yeah.
Yeah, protecting the football is critical.
First of all,
Get the
you
ball
got
to the outside shoulder.
put it outside arm.
Outside arm, excuse me. That's
26 seconds, 25.
Hey, oh.
Go up with both hands, Burton.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 after the incomplete pass.
We just can't stand it. We got to throw it.
Yeah. I mean,
That was RPO there, though. That was a good call. But, tip passes or interceptions just like a bad throw. I mean,
Yep.
show us another one. Go up with both hands. Get off your... Let's get going here.
Having your hands at your waist isn't going to catch you a football.
You
19 seconds.
You could see coming over this way.
It's a beautiful cut from James Cook.
Yep.
The guy is quick as a hiccup. I'm going to say it the last time.
I will say it did not look like he had that much room to get up the field that quickly.
Just patience there.
Yeah.
Don't
this the
run a
quickest
play
quarter
here.
in the
Don't
SEC
run a
this
play
year?
here. Let the clock run out.
Nope.
We were going to run the bubble screen there on 3rd and 1.
Guys, that was a 30-minute quarter.
I'll take it. I got to do a little trick or treating this evening. Hey, it's free candy.
What are you going as?
I'm probably going to go with Stetson Bennett because it's like the scariest thing to a bunch of Georgia fans right now.
With the weight loss that he's had, Coach, I think Radi's going as half of what he was last year.
Oh,
That's impressive.
yeah. Or
We
I'm
did-
backside.
we had a, let's
pursuit.
just analyze. We had a good first quarter. You can do about what you want to on these guys, but the real key in this game to me is when we throw the ball. It's like when you run the wishbone. You better complete it because
Yeah.
it gets you off schedule there. But fortunately, we made 9 yards on 2nd down. But the play that I was second guessing a little bit was a good call by Munkin because it was what we call an RPO, where he fakes up in there, and if the linebacker plays the run, he throws the ball in behind him. He's wide open. He threw it a little bit high, but Burton never stick up one arm. You show me a guy that catches a one-handed pass to the inside very often, and I'll show you a guy that's in the Hall of Fame. Go up with both hands. I mean, you got to. And
Is that a little
he learned
hesitation?
learn his lesson last week when one went through his hands and got picked.
Yeah.
That's the only way to me that Kentucky can win this game today is for us to give it to them.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Georgia comes into the game 2 touchdown favorites. I think 13.5, 14.5, kind of being kind of the line there. If you
17 when this morning.
this
opened
morning,
up.
yeah, it kept moving up. Now I don't know if it would have stayed that way if we'd broken the news earlier in the week that George Pickens wasn't going to be in the game or that Kenny Mack was, but the bettors, when they hear a big names out, the line tends to shift a little bit. But no, Georgia should be able to handle Kentucky and get right for Florida next week. So,
Well, contrary to that, nobody really knew that whether he was going to play or not. It was questionable whether his injury would let him play.
yeah.
So you couldn't have said that on Tuesday.
No, I'm just saying if we'd report earlier, maybe the line would have changed. But still, you're expected to win this game by 2-3 scores. So that doesn't mean that that's what will happen. But because as you go back to South Carolina last year, you should have won that one quite handily. You turned the ball over 3 times. Was that quarterback 5'10" that threw 3 interceptions last year to South Carolina?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Moore says, hey, Coach, let me get some of that pizza.
Hey, all you got to do is call Your Pie, and they got a good app. They deliver. I mean, you can go right up to their drive up and call in, and they'll bring it out to your car. I mean, I don't know what else you can do, but
I do want to tell people about the, speaking of the Your Pie, I want to talk about the touchdown. Maybe this could be the tailgate package that we got this today. It has 2 cheese pizzas, 2 pepperoni pizzas, 2 of their lineage pizzas.
here it is.
Yep. 2 things of breadsticks, 10 bags of chips, and it's all $49.99. So
That's pretty
$50.
strong.
You get the pizza, a giant, that whole box full of food, and a bag that had this breadsticks. All of it wouldn't even fit in that cooler box there.
I like this box.
Yeah. So just saying, check out all the Your Pie locations for a great tailgate pack. Shout out to Natalie and Drew French. And again, they're huge Georgia fans. Now, the Your Pie in your town may not be it may be in Lexington, it may be in Auburn, but it's okay.
Getting back, this is something that we've worked hard on, and I like the fact that we're in a power set into the boundary here.
First play of the second quarter.
Backside's what you got to watch for. You got good.
Whoa.
I tell you what, that kid is a ball buster. I mean, any way you look at it, it doesn't make any difference if we see this score 14-7. It's Trevor Lawrence doesn't play defense for Clemson.
Nope.
14.
Two tight ends again.
That was a weird set, too.
Darnell Washington just really flubbed a block.
This team is really set up for some kind of misdirection. They're overflowing so quickly that.
But you got to make those blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Good move by our team with the wide receivers being out playing more two tight ends. Really smart.
Two freshmen on the near
You
screen.
can see right side by side up to the top. You got Darnell and Fitzpatrick. Probably going to run that way.
Was that the first pass attempt for Kendall Milton this year? I don't
And if
remember
you're
when.
gonna throw it to Cook.
Can't just float it. Can't just float it out there like that. Let the guy come in and knock the pass away.
I'm not doing Heimlich on you, Roddy. I'm just gonna let it go. Just knock it back with some more Bud Light seltzer.
There you go. See, Bud Light seltzer.
All right, 14
Fixes what's
minutes
wrong here.
left in the second quarter. It's 3rd and 8. It's 14:01 on our screen. Got James Cook sliding over to the left side of Stetson Bennett, and Bennett takes the snap.
Oh, you got to make that.
Pretty good blocking from Jamari Salyer right in front of Stetson Bennett right there.
Very good by. Surely we're not going for this.
Yeah, they are.
Snap it. All right, just trying to get him off sides. If you'd have snapped it early, you'd had too many men on the field there. Now he's going to punt it. That's a pretty good move by Kirby. Try to get him.
Try to get a free first down there.
Derek Walker says that Kendall Milton reminds him of Todd Gurley.
That's fair.
He is not quite as fast, but he's definitely like Todd.
He's a big kid.
From a size perspective, yeah.
Did Milton run track? I don't know that he did.
I don't remember seeing anything about it. That doesn't mean he didn't, but I don't remember seeing much about it.
Where's Jake Bruce when we need him?
Yeah.
Georgia picked up another D lineman yesterday.
Yes, they did.
You guys had a lot of coverage on it.
Yeah.
That's everything but that guy's heartbeat.
I can tell you that, too, if you really want to know. I mean, blood type.
Social security number.
Tyrion Ingram Dawkins out of Gaffney, South Carolina, had a ton of SEC offers. I know that South Carolina really wanted him, Auburn wanted him, Florida wanted him. Georgia was the one that was able to pick him up. Big kid, big defensive end. Committed to Georgia yesterday. Our Jake Roos went out there and had met with the kid a week ago, and it was really funny. He told us a story. He's like, he did the full interview, and then when he turned the camera off, Ingram's Dawkins just couldn't stand it anymore, and he's like, "Yeah, I committed to Georgia last week," and he had to tell Jake, and Jake's like, "Okay, well, let's talk about that." So they did something off for when the kid announced, and Jake sat on it the whole time, which explained why when we had the podcast a few weeks ago, and he was like, "Well, some stuff's coming," and he wouldn't tell anybody what it was. But Jake knew, as he always does, what was going on. Another big pickup for Georgia. That's 3 weeks in a row that they've had a commitment. So,
You're getting one Sunday too.
Well, there you go. So they just keep coming. You may not be getting them daily, but if you get one a week and half a year, you're done. Switching over to the strawberry.
I'd say we're definitely punting here.
Yeah.
The only thing about that was we caught them trying to substitute there. We could have snapped it and got a 5-yard penalty.
So they were trying to sub. We didn't. Therefore,
No.
there's no official standing over the ball,
Right.
making sure that they won't do it.
Well, they were thinking we were punting, so
Right.
they put their punt team out there and they had to redirect.
Be right back.
So Georgia holds a 7-0 lead. We're on a commercial break right now on the SEC network, and it's coming back right now from Lexington. And speaking of Todd Gurley, that's who they're highlighting here, Atlanta Falcons running back. And here's Nick Chubb as well, RBU coach.
Definitely. Sony, I hate that Sony's had an injury this year, but Swift did a good job last week.
Speaking of RBU, Coach, there's a guy that you know pretty well from your coaching days, Veron Haynes' kid, getting a lot of love in recruiting.
I sent Veron a text last week telling him how proud I was of Justice. His son's been offered by Georgia, sophomore running back.
He's a hell of a player at Blessed Trinity.
Go on and roll on into go on,
There
that
you
boy.
go.
That's where you got a fair catch, and they didn't.
Yeah.
Points down at about the 7.5-yard line.
Now this is where people, you want to get on Georgia or give them Georgia some love. This is where you make them punt right here, and the game's turned around.
Yeah.
Don't let them get a first down coming out.
Brent Tucker says best punter in the nation.
That's fair. No, I mean, he's right. That's the kid's leading the has led the NCAA in
The other thing he's doing is leading in the net too.
yeah, but he's also putting that ball down. You know, when you have to go 95 yards against, 93 yards against that defense, that makes it tough.
13-12, second quarter. Pass gets batted, incomplete.
Oh, I guess Joey Gatewood's 5'10" too.
That's Malik Herring batting down that pass at the line of scrimmage. It does happen to other teams.
Am I being obnoxious at this point with the whole bat down thing? It just does happen, you know. Oh, Malik really wanted to pull that one in.
Coming out and empty might be another draw here.
Second and 10, 13:08 in second quarter.
So that means Quay Walker's better be on his guard. Quay's watching.
That's a pretty productive play.
Yeah. Notice N'Kobe Dean in coverage there.
Well, that's
can do
what
it.
you got to do when you got your, they go 5 wide. Your
Exactly.
linebacker's got to walk out.
I'm just really glad that Georgia got a lot of Quay Walker's played a lot this year. He played a lot against Alabama last week. So he's got to be feeling pretty comfortable out there right now. So speed packages
It's
in.
only second down, isn't it?
No, they incomplete pass, complete pass. So it's third
Oh,
and
yeah.
five.
I missed one of those.
Malik had the batted pass.
Oh,
First down for Kentucky. He's going to get to about the 21-yard line.
wow, the ref's a little slow in that whistle. Allowed the offensive line to slam into the back of that pile and move it up about 4 yards.
Guy's got some good leverage throwing the ball. I tell you, you can't let a guy inside you on 3rd and 5.
Funny, they're back on the 5-yard line, 3 straight pass plays.
12:03, 12:02, 12:01. Kentucky with the ball at about the 23-yard line. We're at 11:56 in the second quarter. 11:55, 11:54.
Yeah. Maybe a situation where they realize that, hey, we are not going to, like his coach said, we can't line up and run it, Georgia, so you better go to the air. And you got a new quarterback. It's not Terry Wilson. Joey Gatewood can't throw it, so. Wow, that's not.
Oh! That was a quick whistle, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah, so before they didn't blow the whistle while the guy is being held up and held
A
still.
bad spot, too. He gave him 2 yards on the fumble. Unbelievable refereeing in this league.
Yeah.
Every yard counts when you're trying to make a first down, and these
Right.
guys, they gave him 3 yards after. I mean, didn't you think that was a 4-yard game?
They did, but again, like I said, then they blew the whistle when a bit early. So, but hey, it's every week. There's a questionable SEC call.
They're set up for. We don't have any run support on the outside up there.
You mean right there?
Right.
You called it, Coach. You did.
Really good shift there by Eddie Grand. I mean, he moved the guy over and their corner went over. We didn't have anybody there.
I do want to say this about Kentucky because a lot of people that may not follow the intricacies of the SEC may think, oh, well, Kentucky shouldn't be that good at the line of scrimmage. No, Kentucky has built a really solid team, offensive line and defensive line. One of the best in really the country, but especially the league.
Yeah, there's O-line ranked second in the country in grades.
There's some big hole there.
This is ugly right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty well-designed blocking scheme, but Georgia's got to attack a little bit more than that.
Yeah. What is if they're standing up? They're just holding. They're holding on to that whistle for a while.
So watch the motion from the right guard. That kind of seals off that side, and then.
One thing you're seeing from our team is diving at people. Right there, Tyreek Stevenson dove at him, missed him. They're set up for play action now the way they're running the football.
949, 948, 947.
A lot of formation into the boundary. Look how many people they have on that side of the field and nobody here. And that's why they ran it.
Yep, set everybody over that way.
It's a good play from Richard LeCount.
Really good drive by Kentucky coming off their own goal line. Looks a lot like ours. First one.
Georgia needs a negative play here just to kind of get them off their snatch back the momentum a bit.
This is exactly what Kentucky wants to do, though, which coincidentally in this game is exactly what Georgia wants to do.
Run the ball, control the clock.
Essentially, they're in an unbalanced line here. Good coverage.
Yep.
I mean, at this point, I think you make them pass.
Yep.
Hey, appreciate that call, Eddie. You just ran the ball down her throat. Now.
It's going to be 3rd and 4, 8:55 left in the second quarter. Georgia leads Kentucky 7-0.
You got to figure they're in the 4-down zone here now. I mean, you're playing against a team, you're trying to upset the number 5 team in the country.
See if Ojulari can make something happen here. Channing Tindall also in the game. Big Walker and 44 on the at the top of your screen. Trayvon Walker.
Read your keys.
They'll probably go for this, Coach, won't they?
Yeah. In the past, they've gone to a wildcat situation to put somebody in, but they got Joey Gatewood back there now.
Wouldn't need to.
Watch a hard count.
Yeah. I think you were calling it right when they were looking at 3rd and 4. He knew that he had two plays, so he ran it to get half of it, and they'll run it again to get the other half.
We don't have enough people on the right again. They move over some. See, they shifted it.
Yeah, they're moving him out of the spot. It's going to be all up to Eric Stokes.
God, go for him. You know, I can't get on our outside guy. You got to play the quarterback first. They got just enough movement up there. See, he's playing quarterback, and then they got movement at the point of attack. And Gatewood's early success made a large stay out. But
Devontae Wyatt rolling
I believe I'm going to go for a crash on that one right there and make him keep it.
No, sorry, it was Julian Rochester. I thought it was Wyatt.
We might want to check. Someone in the chat had mentioned did Jordan Davis have some kind of injury.
Who was that?
That was Rochester on the field just now, but someone asked about Jordan Davis. And it may just be that he hasn't been in the game for a second.
Yeah, they put Nazir Stackhouse in the game. Apparently, Lewis Seen is also down on the field as well.
He's what?
Lewis Seen and Julian Rochester are both down on the field.
So some injury concerns early in this game
Yep.
for Georgia and Kentucky.
Yeah, not good. Speaking of injuries, Coach Paul.
Take a quick break here.
All right.
How about a commercial from our friends at Bud Light Seltzer?
Yeah, sounds good.
We're back, and thanks for watching along with us. Barry J., good question. What does Georgia have to do to stop Kentucky's run? I think you're going to have to probably load up the box a little bit and dare Kentucky to pass.
So Chris Smith is coming in for Lewis Seen.
Well, they hit some passes on us. They're coming off the goal line, hit that one, but it's hard to load it when you got so many people detached like they are, but we got to get off of blocks.
Jermaine Johnson came flying in there, and they just went right over his head.
That's a good call by Eddie Grant.
Yep, that was.
Just,
Seven 11, 7-10, 7-09, 7-08. Second 2 for Kentucky. We've had a hell of a march on this drive.
about 7 minutes, too.
Yep.
We're heating them up here.
If they're going to stand these guys up, and the refs are not calling the stop of forward progress. They're not blowing the whistle. If they're going to stand them up there, somebody needs to strip the ball away. So they pick up the first down on Georgia's 29.5.
This game is eerily similar. The first quarter, us to last week, Kentucky versus Missouri, and now it's flipping the thing as Kentucky's doing what Missouri did to them. It's eating the clock and making first downs. We've gone to a 5-man front here.
Yep.
He can go over the top, make the tackle, hold it on the outside.
Yep.
I think they might have this one. Actually, first penalty of the game, isn't it?
I know there was the face mask, or hands to the face.
Yeah, I'm
face
talking
mask.
about, yeah, that's right. It's that face mask on them.
Yeah.
Please be holding on them.
I didn't see that at all. Illegal shift. 6:18 left to go in the first half. Kentucky will be moved back on that. 1st and 15. 6:13, 6:12, 6:11, 6:10 if you're trying to sync it up at home. And remember, share this with your friends, and email me when you do. When you share it, email me Radi, R-A-D-I, at UGAsports.com. Let me know you shared it. We will put you in the drawing for a $50 Visa gift card.
5:54, 5:53, 5:52 second quarter.
Delay a game.
That looks they get a little better pressure that time.
Yeah, a little easier to get pressure when it's that kind of down and distance.
Yeah.
You know, when it's got the threat of the run. It's,
Now, part of it, them going deeper, coach, is that them trying to just spread Georgia out a little bit, get them a little bit deeper, or is that them thinking that, hey,
I mean,
you got
you're going to
a
take
new safety in?
yeah, you're going to take some shots, but they're set up to throw the bubble screen here
Yeah.
or quarterback draw.
I don't know. What do you call that?
It's a tight end under.
Yeah,
You know, they're playing down the distance and
Yeah.
trying to get half of it.
and they did. Picked up 2/3 right there in one fell swoop.
You know, really doing a masterful job of handling the young quarterback and making sure he doesn't, you know, put him in a lot of bad situations. And we had him in a bad situation, let him get off the goal line.
Yep.
Had the
Well-
ball for like 8 minutes now and started on their own. I don't know.
They started on the 6 and came out with 3 straight passes and moved it to the 23.
Now they're going to let this guy run it right at our soft spot.
Oh my goodness.
Another
Jalen
missed
Carter
tackle.
had him in the backfield. Would have stopped the drive right there.
That's what we talked about earlier. They like to do that, go to the Wildcat and let the back get direct snap. And
Yep.
they're definitely the Wildcats from Kentucky. Missed tackle.
Yep. And a hold on Monty Rice that was just ridiculous. That was bad. But Jalen Carter's got to make that tackle when he has him in the backfield. Devontae Wyatt's in. Yeah, I'm not seeing any Jordan Davis.
At this point,
4 minutes exactly, 3:59, 3:58.
be a win for Georgia at this point to hold them to a field goal. I hate to say it, but
Yeah.
Jay Parker says looks like Georgia will only have 3 possessions this half. Yeah.
Right. Hell, it may just be 2.
Timeout? Yeah, timeout Kentucky. 3:38 here in the second quarter.
we had one punt and one long march. Is that it?
Yep. That's why I'm saying it might just be a 2-possession game.
Tell you, games like this is where every single play counts
Yep.
because, I mean, this might be an hour-long first half.
What time is it?
It's 12:57.
Yeah. And this because they called a timeout, they were even going slower than expected. So, or not going as fast as we expected.
Coach, is it frustrating when you're playing just a team that can eat the clock like that? I mean, is it frustrating on the sideline?
Oh, yeah. And what happens is, you know, we had a game plan of doing certain thing, but then all of a sudden, you saw it with Kentucky last week. Missouri kept the ball away from you. You know, you press and you make a couple of mistakes, like Burton missed that one pass. You just can't. You got to stay patient and understand it's going to be a 2-quarter game now. I mean, hey, we get the ball first to start the second half. We got to find some way to get them off the field here and maybe get a 2-minute offense. But like I said, hold them to a field goal.
Brent Tucker says if Georgia would have gone up 14-0, then Kentucky really can't do what they've been doing. It's a good point.
Yeah, and I still like the call punting it. What I didn't like was if you're going to act like you're going to go for it and they got too many men on the field, go for it, you know?
No, I just snap the ball and either get the penalty or catch them out of position. I mean, they were still trying to line up guys, and Georgia was set to snap it. I mean, that's basically what Ole Miss did to Alabama all night, was catching them out of position, was the guys were trying to get lined up and took advantage of them. They're looking at Lewiseen's left ankle, apparently, per Anthony Dasher.
So at this point, if you look at what they've done so far, they threw the underneath route to the tight end, and they ran the swing route.
It was Julian Rochester hobbling on the sideline.
Yeah.
We've completed one pass, right, to Cook.
That's what I was looking for. Yes.
3:38 second quarter, 2nd and 10 for Kentucky. Gatewood takes the snap.
Make the tackle.
And that's
Trayvon Walker with the tackle.
and Nakobe Dean with the assist.
3:28, 3:27, 3:26, 3:25.
Joey Gatewood is 5 of 8 for 39 yards, Coach. And Stetson is 1 of 3 for 7 yards.
Travis says this is frustrating. I get it. This is that kind of game, though.
Yeah, I said it'd be an old-fashioned one.
All right, Jalen.
Jalen's going to have to make a big play here to make up for that first down.
Kentucky needs 11 yards for a first down. It's 3rd and 11, 3 minutes left.
Hit him.
There's the pressure. This is what we talked about. Show him some different pressures. You know, make him guess a little bit.
Really good job by Campbell on the outside there too. Playing inside technique.
Yeah.
See him inside the guy.
Yes.
When I talked about daring the throw, when you bring both safeties up in the box like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to bring it with speed, or he will pick you apart. So that was a great job for Nakobe to come in as fast as he did.
Field goal attempt for Kentucky. This is 34 yards.
That's a big kicker.
And with 2:45 left in the second, Kentucky's on the scoreboard with a field goal. That makes it 7-3. Georgia holds the lead with 2:44 left. Plenty of time for a drive, Coach.
Yeah, that's a loss and a win. That's a loss. We lost 3 points, but it's a win. We made them kick.
Yeah.
So let's see what kind of kickoff return we can get some field position.
You know, I said put Kearis Jackson back there, see what he can do.
Just don't know what our 2-minute offense is going to look like without Pickens.
Yeah.
At this point, if we don't get a good kick return, I can see us playing it really safe because you don't want to give Kentucky any juice right now.
Without Pickens and still a pretty young wide receiver core, and I know these are new guys as well at tight end, but you got to think there may be some tight end availability there in the passing game. Trey McKitty, Darnell Washington.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, John.
It's going to be John. Yeah.
Who's Ryan Fitzpatrick?
I don't know. I've heard it enough times to say it, but
Dolphins quarterback.
could be. But just saying, when you have have those options available, especially on those out patterns that can get out of bounds quick, you know, you can just march down the field, take what they give you. I'd be fine if Georgia put up a field goal right here. You know, they get the ball back. You're up. Have a nice march there, so you get back-to-back possessions here.
Time of possession so
Score
far.
mark.
Kentucky 18 minutes and 16 seconds. Georgia 9 minutes.
They've doubled you up. Kentucky's rushed for 84 yards. Georgia's rushed for 95.
How many first downs has the Kentucky got?
8.
8. Both teams have 8.
Well, that's the recipe there. I mean, Keep the ball the whole second quarter. You know, offensively, you've done a lot of good things. I mean, really, it stopped you one time, 1 yard short of a first down. We threw the ball in the flat to Milton, and he missed it.
Yeah.
Tough catch, but
Well,
Let's see. So with about 2:44 left, Coach, I know he's at the kickoff, and whatever the field position is crucial. But do you see I know Georgia has the hurry up, but do you see that being kind of the case here?
Yeah, I think we're going to, like I said, when we get the return, it depends on if we get the return. If we get it to the 25, I could see us trying to make a first down first before we went to it. Just because you don't want to give any juice to Kentucky. You got the whole second half to win the game. You can put yourself in a bad position here with these young receivers. You got to be really careful. I mean,
here's a note from Patrick Garvin. That drive from Kentucky was the second longest drive for a scoring possession from an opponent ever against Georgia. 10 minutes and 28 seconds.
So it's actually 10 minutes, eh?
Yeah.
Florida had a touchdown drive in 1993. That was 10 minutes and 57 seconds.
Here we go.
I say touchdown. I guess that could have been a field goal.
Out of the end zone. Okay, Georgia's got 2 timeouts.
That drive, Coach, was 19 plays, 77 yards.
Yep.
19 plays.
Yep.
Anthony Dasher says Kentucky had the ball longer than it took him to drive to Pigeon Forge.
Almost as long as they had it all last week.
Yeah.
Waylon Smith says this feels like we're playing one of those Georgia Tech option teams.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He's right. It does feel like that.
All right, Georgia's got 2:44.
Hit him.
Cameraman gets faked.
I was about to say, James.
Cook.
I was about to lose my mind. James Cook is wide open again, and I didn't think he saw him.
Don't lose your mind.
Well, I don't think
It
he
didn't
did
look like he saw him, so I was about to scream again.
Cook right there should have cut back.
Yeah, I agree.
Boy, that's a great
I
call.
think he's shocked that he got the damn ball.
That's a great call by Monkey.
Yeah.
Didn't he go out of bounds?
Thought he did. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that run. Damn.
Brent Tucker says we're cooking now.
On a nuclear stove. My goodness, that was a run. I need a gift for that run because that was amazing.
You'll get it.
I'm just saying, that was a hell of a run. I love that.
What are you going to do, measure it?
I think
I know one thing. If they're going to line up like that, Bennett's going to keep the ball around this end and walk in.
James Brittle says Cook is a weapon. I think Coach Donnan's been saying that for 12 months now, maybe longer.
I like it second down. I like it. Get up there and get the play called. This is poor. We should have the play.
158, 157, 156 is 2nd and 1. Plenty of time.
Plenty of time, but we've used 15 seconds here.
yeah.
Some strong running from Zamir White, too.
And again, going at you, like you said, Coach, going at the weak spot of the defense, nobody there.
All right.
I see what you mean, how those 15 seconds can factor in, though,
I
because
mean, we need a touchdown here. We don't need a field goal.
There's one good kick-out block, and all of a sudden he's down there. Oh, the Jordan 3-man rush.
and it's picked.
God almighty.
Batted and picked at the line.
2nd and 1.
Wow.
Like you're saying, don't give him anything to keep him in the game. Tipped ball, interception. Then the exact thing happened last week against Alabama, against the defensive lineman.
I don't want to look at the dog vent right now, if I'm honest.
No.
I got some penetration on Jamari, but right here,
Yeah.
2nd and 1. I mean, we got 2 timeouts. What will we do?
I don't
I'm
know
not
where's he
even
going
exactly
to.
sure he was throwing.
Run him, roll out, do anything but that.
Looked like he's trying to hit the corner of the end zone. Jermaine Burton in the corner.
Could be.
What a waste of a wonderful drive.
Yep.
I hate that for Stetson, but
Yep.
I hate it for Georgia. But realistically, Man, isn't that a running down? Or
It is a running, yeah.
If you're going to throw it, play action, or
I mean, frankly, from what I've seen in this game, every down's a running down.
Yeah.
but I mean,
But I understand what you're saying.
if you're going to run a waist down, though, don't use a drop back pass.
Well, we specifically said less dropbacks this week, you know. Get those bubble screens, you know, get the bootlegs.
In that case right there, entirely different than last week from the standpoint that guy was 5 yards. He was 5 yards back in the backfield when he knocked it down. I mean, he did a power rush on Jamari.
Yeah, this wasn't at the line of
Last
scrimmage.
week, the people were knocking him down at the line. So
A lot of complaints in the chat about the tip balls for Stetson Bennett.
Didn't Joey Gatewood have one?
He did.
I'm just saying, it happens.
yeah,
It's just happened quite frequently the last 4 quarters.
Exactly. And, you know, when you...
But before that, it barely happened at all. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be an apologist here. I'm just saying I'm along with Coach. It probably makes a little more sense there. I mean, you're gaining 3, 4, 5 yards carry.
Just
You got plenty of time.
run the damn ball,
ball's on the
Monken.
10-yard line, second one.
Because, like, even if it made sense, everyone agrees Georgia's passing game has to get better and do all that. You got to get the first down right there, and you got to get points on the board. So,
Well, you got a minute and 19. I can see the waist down, but if you're going to waste it, do a play action, can pass or run. He's already passed or run very well all day, but that's got to be a negatory going into half for us. I guarantee Kentucky going to sit on it right here.
You don't think they take a shot downfield?
They're glad to be 7-3. I hope they throw it. We'll
for
get
the
a
whole,
pick.
for all the commenters saying that Stetson's just too small to play the position, that's just simply not true. When you look at Russell Wilson, when you look at Kyler Murray, when you look at Drew Brees for doing this 20 years.
You look at wins over Arkansas, Tennessee, Auburn.
Now, you might think that he's making some poor decisions or not executing well. Fine and dandy. It's not about
All right, they're back.
his height in that particular case.
119, the ball's about to be snapped.
I'm also not saying that he's Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray.
No.
Because he clearly isn't.
112, 111.
You know, Georgia had not had critical mistakes up until that. I mean, this was penalty free, right?
I was about to say penalty free. That's the first time I've seen that. Yeah, 50 seconds, 49. Like you said, yeah, Coach, there is no.
They might as well take a knee.
Yeah, they're in no hurry here. So, like I said,
If they don't make this, I'd call a timeout.
I don't think according to the feedback I'm getting in the chat, I didn't preface that comment enough for the viewer. I didn't say that Stetson Bennett is Russell Wilson or Kyler Murray.
No.
What I'm saying
That's not what I heard.
is that if they stood beside each other, the height difference is not going to be enough to make any difference at all. Obviously, those are elite NFL quarterbacks.
All right, 30 seconds left.
I'm going to start pulling up some stats for halftime, which
LSU's just got some good news. Sage Ryan is committed to the Tigers. It's a big in-state get for them. It's the top 100 defensive back for the Tigers. All right, 30 seconds. 3rd and 5. Hopefully Georgia can get him to punt here and at least try to get a return on. You never know what can happen as long as you're getting the ball back.
surprised to see Kentucky throw here. Well, that's because they're
Timeout.
Right. There's big number 11.
Got to say the defense came to play. I mean, I know Kentucky can run, but with that offensive line, they're a good team at the line of scrimmage. And so, from what I've seen in this first half, I think Georgia's defense ought to come out in the second half and say, Joey Gatewood, if you can beat us passing, go ahead, buddy, because we're going to load up.
Special team score here would just make this feel a lot better.
Yeah, well,
I'm just putting it out
here's
there.
what you got to. Here's the dilemma. You try to block it. He's running these rugby-style kicks, but if you set up the return, you might have a chance because this guy's been kicking the ball a long way.
Yeah.
Good use of the timeouts by Kirby there.
No, that's why I said special teams score. Just let him return it. Put Kyrus back there and let Kyrus do what he does.
Offensive line and punting exhibition in the SEC.
Yeah. That's a
He just kind of punched that down there.
Yeah.
Well,
Georgia, 18 seconds left. Georgia with no timeouts.
See how aggressive Todd Monken gets here with 18 seconds. What you need, Coach? About 20 yards to give Lesney a shot?
yeah.
James Cook back in the game.
Get James Cook down this boundary here.
Should have snapped the ball. Kentucky was trying to get it off the field.
Absolutely.
You got to get out of bounds.
Yep.
All right, Kyrus Jackson gets out of bounds. It's about a 10-yard gain.
Good call.
If you can recreate that and have the clock stopped,
Yep.
got a chance here.
He needs like
First down.
16 yards.
11 seconds, so that's really tough to bring on your kicking team in time.
Got James Cook in the backfield, 11 seconds, second quarter, 1st and 10. Georgia's a 7-3 lead. Got to get out of bounds. He didn't. But the clock should stop for the first down, so they got to spike it.
We can't do it.
No.
Why did you get out of bounds?
I think he was falling.
All right, he did clock it.
Yeah.
Let Camarda try a field goal.
You said Camarda because of the stronger leg?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to go. We're going to do the Hail Mary.
Yeah, offense is staying out on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burton just slipped, couldn't get out.
They're going to throw it downfield and
It's going to be a timeout, Kentucky? Yeah. How long of a kick would that mean? That'd be well into the, be right at 60 maybe? I didn't see where the ball was.
that's what I was looking for.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I don't think that.
It's on the 40.
Okay. So maybe just shy of 60.
I mean, you're looking at 57 plus.
Yeah.
We got Jordan Davis has an elbow injury. And
In our group chat, we were asking Anthony Dasher. He says he's looking on the sideline, doesn't see him. So
he's got an elbow injury, and the other kid's got a
Rochester?
Scene's got an ankle.
I haven't looked to see if Rochester's come back out. I know he was a little gimpy, but if you lose Rochester and Jordan Davis, all of a sudden you get pretty thin up front. I know there's depth at the position, but all right.
this is why you watch a show. You find
Good,
stuff
you got
out.
another play.
Free play, offsides. All right.
Touchdown.
Catch it?
Jordan Washington.
I think ref's saying incomplete. Oh, wow.
Got another play, though. Now we can try the field goal, I think.
Are they going to take a look and make sure that Darnell didn't just scoop it off the ground? Darnell was on top, so yeah, that ball was probably on the ground.
We're going to try the field goal now. That's a bad penalty.
Thank you, Kentucky.
How far is this one?
53 yards.
They're on the 36, so 53.
Don't wait too long now. Get your motion here. Bad snap!
Oh, my goodness.
Can you believe a bad snap?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's a live ball, isn't it?
God almighty. Did you see that snap?
I did.
Wow.
So there's your first crappy half by UGA, or your
Second.
Well, you're not for usual. Seem to have one bad half a game.
Let's see. Cue the comments about noon kickoffs.
Oh, mate. Take a break here.
We're
Still got a second half here.
What we're going to do is we will say thank you to our friends at Athens Forward. Then we'll take us a little break ourselves. We'll come back just before the half, recap some stats, and get you set.
Don't go anywhere. You'll see a photo gallery playing. We're still coming back. Just because you see that just means we're taking a break. Got to get through some of these Bud Light seltzers. Got to get them relined up again. Got to get Georgia's head straight. Situation where I know a lot of people are going to be complaining about Stetson Bennett and the offense, but at the same time, your defense gave up a 19-minute drive.
Stetson Bennett 4 for 7, 74 yards. Zamir White 11 carries for 64 yards. I mean, Georgia's averaging 5.7 yards a carry.
And just absolutely killing them on the
Leading
ground.
receivers James Cook, he had that 46-yard. Penalties, I don't think Georgia had any, right?
Now Georgia's actually averaging 5.7 yards a carry.
Penalty free for Georgia. Time of possession obviously goes toward Kentucky. Two critical mistakes: the interception off the tip ball, and then the field goal snap.
Yeah.
So,
and then missed tackles. We mentioned in the 3-2-1 that you're going to have to do some open field tackling. You're going to have to, this is a team that runs the ball. That's Kentucky's the number 2 team in the conference, running the ball. They have a great running defense, but you're running all over their rush defense. So keep running the ball. Why go to the air on 2nd and 1, in the red zone? I don't get it. A minute 35 left, just pound the damn ball.
So grab your Bud Light seltzer, and if you just need to get a little fresh air, maybe go put the windows down on your Ford and ride around your neighborhood, or do something just to kind of get set for the second half.
Yeah, maybe we need to go to Black Cherry because pineapple and strawberry just aren't getting it done apparently. We need to check out the correlation between Georgia's bad halves and what we're drinking, with which different flavors we're drinking.
Well, I had the pepperoni pizza from Your Pie to start the game. I think I'm going to flip. It's the Lineage, I think, is the other.
Yes, go to the Lineage, see if that gets it.
Yes, I'm going to see if that works.
All right, folks, we'll be back very soon.
We'll call it about 12 minutes. Thank you to our friends at Athens Ford.
Athens Ford makes buying a car or truck easy, safe, and more affordable than ever. During the Athens Ford Model Year-End Clearance Event, use Easy Purchase online to shop hundreds of new Fords, all with our 100% price protection guarantee. Plus, save big with F-150s up to $14,000 off, and Expeditions up to $15,000 off. All new Fords include our lifetime warranty and complimentary delivery. Plus, pick up and drop off with every service. We're lending a hand to keep you going and keep you safe. Athens Ford.
And we're back.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the UGASports Watch Along Show. My name is Radi Nabulsi. I'm joined by Jim Donnan and Dayne Young. Thank you for joining us. Be sure to share this on either Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you do, and then email me, Radi, R-A-D-I, at UGASports.com. I will put you into the drawing to get a $50 Visa gift card. I will mail it to you once I let you know that you won. I'll ask you for your address, and then I'll mail it to you. So it's easy peasy. We've had a couple people do that.
Am I eligible?
You are not eligible. You have to share it because it's your job.
All right.
Speaking of sharing, please share where you're watching this, what you're eating, your thoughts on the game. Put it there in the chat on YouTube. We'd greatly appreciate it. If you're watching us on Facebook, share your comments there. We want to hear what you're saying. I know that the comments are coming fast and furious with Georgia having a 7-3 lead over Kentucky. Georgia will get the ball to start the second half, and you hope that they can. That first drive looked masterful. You went right down the field on them and punched in the end zone. Then you had to punt. Then you were marching right down the field again, and you threw an interception. So only 3 possessions in the first half because Kentucky held on to the ball 20 minutes. So you're not going to get a lot of opportunities, Coach. You got to make the most of them. Georgia gets the ball to start the second half. What do you do if you're Todd Monken?
Well, the number one thing is you don't panic here. I mean, you got to understand that football is a game of the 2 halves. Last week we played really good in the first half and didn't do anything in the second half. This week we didn't do a whole lot offensively. We had 1 good drive, and 1.5 good drives. But, you just saying game plan. We're pounding these guys. Just be patient and win ugly, but defense is kind of bummed up here with Davis and maybe Wide out and maybe Seen out. So
Mike Rice is playing on a bum foot.
You got to readjust there, but you always got to think. You can't say here we go again and all that stuff. You just got to play around your strengths, which is running the ball, and put this guy on this corner. And I think in this game right now, we don't need any waste down. 2nd 2, 2nd 3, let's keep running the ball. I mean, that my only problem in that half was that 2nd and 1 call, even though it might have been a good one if it was a touchdown, but you still had 1 minute and 10 seconds to go with 2 timeouts, 2nd and 1 on the 10-yard line, and you've been running ball up and down the field.
I agree.
The criticism that I think is warranted of Stetson Bennett. Probably the worst play was his fumble, which actually John Fitzpatrick recovered. But that's the kind of stuff that's very costly.
Yep. And I know a lot of people are saying, why not put in JT Daniels? JT Daniels is there, so is Carson Beck, so is Dwan Mathis. But JT Daniels is your 3rd string guy. He did not practice with the 1st string all week. He is your scout team guy. So if you're going to make a change at quarterback, you bring in Dwan Mathis. But that's to basically say you've had 2 bad plays with Stetson. One, you had a defensive lineman in his lap when he threw the ball, and then you had the fumble that you mentioned, Dane.
Here's the thing. What about our defense? As much as I love our defense, the scores, they've got 3 points, but we had them backed up on the 6-yard line, and they kept the ball for 10 minutes. I mean, that helps your offense a little bit too,
Yeah. Well, again, like I said, 3 possessions. That's not exactly a lot of time to get everything done.
Let's just start this game over and understand we're ahead, play field position, and make it happen.
Jordan Davis is back on the side.
You see how far back that guy was in the backfield there when he threw that ball?
Yeah, like I said, he's in his lap. But, I can tell you could be 6'5", and if you make that same throw, you're going to hit that guy. Maybe that's the question.
First play of the 3rd quarter, 15 minutes, 3rd quarter. Stetson Bennett taking the snap.
They're bringing their safeties up now.
Zamir White picks up 6 yards on the carry.
We got Warren Erickson in the game. Warren Erickson in the right guard.
Georgia averaged 5.5 yards per carry.
How many snaps we had in the first half?
Total snaps, stand by.
We're at about 70 plays total between the 2 teams, don't they?
30-33, Coach. Well, 29. They had 29 in the first half to 33. So
I think it was 28 in the first half. I think it was counting that one that just happened.
Yeah.
I think.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting, Ben Cleveland's having a good year. I hope he's not hurt, but Warren Erickson's starting out the second half at right guard.
Warren Erickson reprising his role from the Sugar Bowl. But two run plays, first down.
I like this formation. They call it ace formation, 2 tight ends, 1 on each side. They're going to run the inside zone one way or the other here.
McKitty and Washington, those tight ends. Well, it helps to have a guy the size of LeBron James.
With someone draped all over him. Wow.
That's a nice touch by Stetson.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Coach. I'm saying that was a pretty pass.
Can't play scared. I like it.
No. You notice Kendall Milton over there in the flat, too. Keep that play in your favorite column, if you will.
Keep it on.
Oh, my goodness.
Brenton Rollins just texted me and said, play action to Darnell Washington. Thank you.
Here's the thing about it. You set this tone for this whole season. You get a score here with all the adversity we had at the end of that first half. You just got to knock it in there.
Yep.
Chadwick Ivory says that Trey Blunt was in the game just now.
Good.
They don't have any run support over here.
Nope.
Bad snap.
2 yards for Kendall Milton. This is 12:54 in the third, 12:53, 12:52, 12:50, third quarter.
So what do you got to do to get these snaps fixed, Coach? This seems to be a year-long issue. I mean, you're in
They certainly
game 5.
Certainly worked on it, but I don't know. They're going to sell the ranch off the edge here now. Both edges are coming.
How do you counter that, Coach?
Somebody got to hit him from the backside.
Oh, nope, did not get it.
Trey McKitty tried to get the backside, but really didn't do much of anything.
Wow.
Well, Coach, you called it. You said they come hard off the edge there. Jermaine King, thank you for sharing this to Twitter. Really appreciate you. I'm sure a lot of these comments are coming fast and furious.
Jermaine is a fantastic guy.
I'm glancing as quickly as I can, but we are taking your comments and your questions.
4th and 1.
Coach. 11:50, 11:49, 11:48, third quarter, 4th and 1.
He could keep this one.
Oh, my goodness.
Keep your feet.
Keep your feet. Touchdown.
Touchdown, Zamir White.
Way to answer the phone. Offense.
It's a good balance from Zamir White to maintain his footing because he was stumbling there for a moment. Touchdown, Georgia, 20-yard touchdown.
Look at that backside block by Trey McKitty there that springs the whole play.
Oh, Jamari Salyer on the inside.
Very good coaching there. We talked about the play before, how they slammed down, and that time they brought the backside tight end and kicked the guy out. Very good. Very poised march right there. Looked like a well-oiled machine.
But I don't want to call the attention to, you mentioned that Trey missed the backside on, I guess, the previous play.
Yep.
And then when he executes, touchdown. And when the coach, and Coach Donnan's done this, Coach Rick, every coach I've ever covered, we get him in the game after, we get him in the press conference after a game, and we say, Coach, what happened? And they'll say, we didn't execute. And everyone loses their damn mind saying, well, the coach is throwing the players under the bus. Or that's just coach speak. No,
Yeah.
I mean, if you run those plays back to back and you see the difference between one guy making a block and one guy not making a block, it's the same guy. You see quite the difference.
Yeah, the difference a little bit, though, is he was on the backside on the first one, and the guy came inside him on that one. He was on the backside, and he came over to the front side and made the block. So
a made block and a missed block.
Right, you're right there. I mean, I'm agreeing there. But the thing that was really critical there to me was the confidence with which we played on that drive. And good to see Darnell Washington run the wheel route off of ace formation. We used to call that Rambo 34, Rambo, where you block it like a run, which they did. Rambo means run, and then Y wheel, and he went flat and up, and we had the back and the flat as a check down if we needed it. But 92 got some pretty good pressure on him, and he stepped right up in his face. And now defense, I said this earlier about this is where you gotta assert yourself here and hold them and get some rhythm here. I mean, it's a 2-score game on the road, and we've had the ball 4 times, scored twice, and missed the field goal, right?
Correct.
Yep.
So let's don't sell the ranch because of one tip pass.
No, if we don't overreact, Coach, then we just don't want to win. I've learned that in all my years. If you don't go crazy, then it means you just don't want it badly enough.
Kentucky's only points came on a drive that was 10 minutes long, and so when I'm thinking
19 plays.
If Kentucky does that more, they're going to run out of time, even with the deficit as it is.
Yep. And never a bad time for a Bud Light seltzer. Quality ingredients, sparkling water, real cane sugar, and natural fruit flavors. You know what I really like about this is you don't have any aftertaste. It tastes great. You know, you don't have to do that, I need to chase this with something. So shout out to our friends at Leon Farmer for sponsoring the UGASports Watch-Along show with Coach Donnan. Thank you, Leon Farmer and Kathleen and everybody over there. And, of course, our friends at Athens Ford.
Do you want to shout out that catch again to Darnell Washington? A lot of potential with that kid.
Freshman. The big O on the wheel route. Love it.
I was reading Radi's report. I'm not a member of UGASports, but he was showing me at halftime. He was you were talking about the freshmen making contributions, and that Darnell Washington's been a real big part of it at this point.
So
Rochester's out.
Yeah.
Davis, look at his elbow or something.
What the heck? Yeah. That's 600 and about 80 pounds, almost 700 pounds of defensive linemen on the sideline.
That means Kentucky's about to try to run it up the middle.
They can try, but I can guarantee you're about to see some of those Devontae Wyatt step in and Jalen Carter say, no, that's not going to happen.
Jalen Carter going showtime. That's another freshman you mentioned.
Yeah, I was about to say he's one of the guys I mentioned who's coming on strong. I think he's about to plug up this. He's going to drive this right guard into the backfield.
All right, good play, backside.
Big.
Malik carrying.
Good day for Malik.
Yeah.
That was a little subtle move where he ran an inside slant from a 2 technique there to beat that block, you know.
Yep.
Good job.
How the hell do you see that so fast?
I was lucky on that one.
He only coached football.
I have to go back and watch the tape and do the slow motion thing and look at each player. You see it as it happens. It's mind-boggling.
Need to get a pick here.
Got a tackle.
Missed tackles.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's the one thing we said. You got to make open field tackles. Hell, you got to make tackles in space. In the backfield as well.
Look out! You're right there.
Yep.
Great job by Largie.
Turning him. Yep.
10:46, 10:45, third quarter. 10:43, 10:42. Kentucky has the ball. It's 1st and 10. 10:40 in the third. About as quick as Kentucky's gotten in midfield in all year. Using every bit of that clock.
Yep. I guess
There's a lot of plays there. Webb off the edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They watched Webb walk up. He mimicked, he telegraphed the fact that he was going to bring pressure, and Kentucky didn't check out of it, and he made the play.
We said that this was going to be a physical game, and then all of a sudden Georgia's without 2 of its primary defensive linemen.
But to be fair, Kentucky's missing a big defensive lineman as well. So
Yeah, but that's a physical game.
Exactly, you're right. So it could be even uglier.
Man, that guy's powerful.
Yeah, I'm about to say Rodriguez is. He obviously lifts a lot of plates. He and that squat rack are intimate friends. The way he pushes the pile.
Not a fast guy, but he can really hit the hole quickly.
Good gracious. That's Quay Walker.
Quay Walker's down.
Monty
You
Rice
have
is
to have
already.
Channing Tindall come in.
Yeah.
It's like a MASH unit up there.
You just hope none of these are serious because, I mean, you're going to need every defender you have to.
Stop the Cal and Cal show.
Yeah.
Ron Corson making his money today, trying to take care of all the injuries.
Well, I mean, what did we say earlier in the season? We said the depth is going to be one of the things that determines champions this season. And fortunately, Georgia is one of the teams with the most depth on defense out of anyone in the country. Now, that's not to say there's not a drop-off at certain positions. But there's guys there that can play. Channing's had a good year when he has come in later in games that have been decided.
Yeah. Georgia so far has rushed for 156 yards. Kentucky's rushed for 112. Georgia's averaging 6 yards exactly per attempt. But Kentucky, not too shabby. They're averaging 4 yards a carry. So
Not a lot of mistakes
Nope.
by either team. There were 1 turnover in the game.
3 penalties.
Bad snap on the field goal. All these people saying Georgia State was going to beat Coastal Carolina. It's 34-0.
Oof.
Coastal Carolina's a good team.
They are a good team. Fun to watch. Hey, folks, you could be, if you think you're frustrated with Georgia right now, you could be Clemson.
You know, that's true. Right now, they're in a 4-down zone. We got to be careful here. Don't give them anything easy.
So apparently Quay Walker was able to walk slowly off the field. It looked like a kind of maybe a helmet-to-helmet contact with Richard LeCount. But yeah, he could have got his bell rung. They might be taking him over to do a concussion protocol.
Who's that?
Quay Walker.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's let's see what they show on the replay here. Yeah, oh yeah. I was having his head rocked back to him. He was hit by Richard LeCount.
So is Monty Rice going to try to go here?
And they
Looks
said,
like he's in.
yeah, they had Monty Rice in earlier, and that that's not an ideal situation for Georgia because he is. I mean, he's in there, but he is not healthy.
This has got
playing hurt.
This has got quarterback run all over it.
Yeah, you're right.
We're so geared to stop this back.
Monty Rice coming right up.
Kid's got a good release.
Yes, he does. Wow. .901, 9 minutes, 8:59, 8:58, 8:57. 1st and 10 for Kentucky on the Georgia 40.
I think we need to move our linebackers up closer.
Yeah.
It's the way to play that quarterback run.
Yep. Azeez Ojulari and Tyson Campbell had that sniffed out early.
Seriously, 8 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Get a turnover.
Yeah.
There's a scene over there.
Yeah. When they don't have their helmet on, it kind of tells you what's going on.
Coming this way.
Yep.
Fumble! Yes, sir, Georgia Bulldogs!
Did you just call for a turnover?
I was lucky on that one. But Richard LeCount, answer the phone, Richard. All right. Now, the normal thing would be to go for the throat on the first play. I say let's just be patient and hammer and tong them.
Yep. Yeah. Now, you called when it was going to happen, but that's what I was asking for, Coach, is when you get them lined up like that, you get them in that pile, somebody just rip on that ball.
Right. Let's still be down here. That's all we need. Looked like he came out though.
That one is a hard one to see.
Jermaine King says Coach Donnan is Donnan Damas,
Done what?
like Nostradamus.
That's very fair.
That ball's out.
Yeah, I don't see anything worth overturning. Coach, I think it's Monty Rice that stripped it, which would be a very nice upperclassman play, a guy who knows what he's supposed to. Yeah, it's Monty Rice right there on his arm.
Ball's out.
Yep. Play stands.
Can't overturn that.
Nope. Guarantee you they don't overturn that because Monty Rice stripped it. Like I said.
Ruling stands.
All right, let's put him asleep here.
Think about that. When you get Monty Rice with a strip, Richard LeCount with the recovery, that is when they talk about experience and leadership, that's exactly what you're looking for. We talk a lot about the new guys and the freshmen, and I mentioned about 3-2-1, newcomers to watch, but you got to rely on your older guys to actually get the job done sometimes.
There you go. Block the perimeter,
Yeah,
man.
I'm about to say,
give him some help out there.
You run behind a pull-in Justin Schaefer, but Justin can't do it all by himself.
I'm talking about the wide receiver.
Yeah.
7.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Kentucky trails Georgia 14-3.
Still got Warren Erickson in there.
Yeah, I got a question about Ben Cleveland. Why is he not playing? We're efforting.
He got something.
There you go.
It's going to be about 3rd and 1. 7 minutes left here in the third quarter.
Nice call. I wouldn't have liked it if it hadn't worked.
Well, there's a flag. It may not.
Oh, shucks.
There it is.
Who was it?
Is that Trey Blunt?
14 is Trey Blunt. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And the first
That's
penalty.
ridiculous.
Trey doesn't get in the game very often, and that's not
Right there's where 3rd and 1, 2nd 1 and 3rd and 1 have killed us throwing the ball today.
He doesn't get in the game
We
often.
had the tip pass on 2nd 1 and 3rd and 1 there. Now we got 3rd and 11.
Yeah.
Just make sure, I hope we can pick this up, but make sure you punt it. Could be the draw.
I was about to say, I'm going right back to Kyrus.
First down.
Yep. I don't know. It just felt like when Kyrus went in motion, that Bennett was just
All right.
going to go right back to him.
Don't forget your running game.
Yeah.
Go to your
You
horses.
see Warren Erickson down there throwing blocks. Is that your bubble screen, Coach?
Yep.
5:58, 5:57, third quarter.
Oh,
Missed block there.
Was there a timing error on that handoff, Coach? It seemed a little clunky.
Yeah, little penetration there.
Yeah, that was.
Understand Ben Cleveland has a neck injury,
Oh,
so I hope it's not serious, but something to do with his neck. That from somebody's at the game, watching the game in the stands.
Oh, wow.
You don't throw that ball, Stetson.
That's just a horrible pass.
Boy, why don't we run the ball?
Guy was open, too. I mean, that pass. Wow.
Looked like he adjusted, and then Stetson thought he was going to keep going. That's a freshman.
Rosemary Jack Saint.
He stopped.
That's inexcusable on both ends to me. Wow. Defense gets you a turnover and you give it right back.
They're knocking us off the ball, I can tell you that.
Five minutes left here in the third quarter.
just brutal. Bad throw, bad route.
I don't know if there's a whole lot that can be done in this game to improve passing attack. I just think you got to run the ball and get a win.
Yeah, just run the damn ball. It's not that complicated. They can't stop you.
And Kentucky's trying to do the same thing because
Exactly.
they can't pass
You
either.
haven't really stopped them, so.
You know, the only thing that I would say with Stetson is we haven't seen him roll out, haven't seen him bootleg, you know.
Well, that's what Dayne was asking, was about where the bootleg.
But you throwing the ball to a freshman receiver, looked like he pumped because the receiver is no excuse for it. But it looked like Rosemary stopped too, didn't it?
Yep, that's why I said it's a bad route.
Some people in the chat are saying, well, you know, put Donnan in there. This kind of is similar to what happened against Arkansas. Well, the main difference is the scoreboard.
Look at, geez, Jalen Carter just eating the people alive.
Nakobe Dean.
We can cover these guys, that's for sure, if we can just get pressure on it.
Jalen Carter on that play was insane.
Good stop.
Yeah, he did. He,
2:49 left in the third quarter. 2:48, 2:47, 2:46.
Something underneath, they're going to try to hit this tight end underneath right here.
217, 216, 215, 214. Tight end underneath. Is that what that was?
I don't know, something similar.
Similar blocking pattern. Receiver came back around to grab that, but it was
Yeah.
trying to take advantage of that same spot.
You're right, almost there. Same exact concept, Coach, that you just called.
153, 152, 151, third quarter. A lot of upset fans right now, and I don't blame you.
No.
Good coverage.
Yeah, great pursuit defensively.
That's
there.
the defense you're expecting to see right there.
Tyreek Stevenson, Richard LeCount.
So Georgia is without Lewis Sean, Jordan Davis, Julian Rochester, George Pickens, Ben Cleveland. Who else is missing?
Kenny McIntosh.
Kenny McIntosh.
Yeah, I was thinking of starters are out, but
Kenny's a starter on special teams.
that's true.
We don't have anybody on the offense that's caught a pass except Burton and wide receiver except Burton and
Kieras.
Jackson.
Yeah.
God, get
Nobody
support.
to the outside.
Out of way.
Yeah, good pursuit to Kobe Dean. He's
Yeah.
stuck with that.
Smith.
Chris
pretty good.
Smith coming up to.
What are they on third down today? Like, unbelievable, isn't it?
A lot better than last week, I can tell you that off the top of my head.
I'm talking about their team.
6 of 11.
That's what I'm saying.
Georgia's 4 of 6.
I could see them going for a home run right here just because we've been playing a short ball.
Yeah.
20 seconds left. 19, 18. This is third quarter. 3rd and 7 for Kentucky.
He's about to say he's got to be looking left side there.
Corner blitz. There we go.
Make them pass, man. Neither
Yeah.
of these teams can pass right now.
Defense, pretty good job this quarter.
Absolutely.
Good job by on the blitz there, Stokes being under control and jumping up and making him throw it behind the guy.
Yep.
They're going to back us up here. We need a special teams big play. Guy's going to run to his right and kick it.
He ran to his right, he kicked it, and it was a great punt.
All right.
End of the third quarter, Georgia leads 14-3 on Kentucky and has the ball right about the 9.5-yard line.
So Monty Rice is limited, but he's also playing. I'm trying to think of who else. It seems like the participation report, the Red Cross list, if you will, is quite mounting.
But we're up 14-3 and everybody's mad.
Yeah, well,
But, you know,
you turned the ball over twice. That's
mad about that one.
yeah.
Poor decision, but receiver let him out to dry too.
Yeah. Just beautiful.
Here's what I'm going to say about this quarterback thing, and I'm reading this chat, so look, I understand the frustration. I understand a lot of you don't think Stetson Bennett should be the starter. I'm not so sure that I don't agree with you.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you, I don't think there is a better option on the team. Now, that's a product of what the quarterback position stands at Georgia. But, you know, a lot of people are clamoring for JT Daniels. JT Daniels is not the backup on this team.
That's
If there's a change, it would be Dwan Mathis. And maybe that's a legitimate argument here. But that didn't work out too well that first half against Arkansas either.
well, let's see. I think he's had 5 interceptions since his last passing touchdown. Now, granted, he's run for one earlier today, you know, and he's gotten Georgia in the right plays. But it's been a while since you've seen him toss one to the end zone. Of course, Georgia's just not throwing it a whole lot today, except for
I mean, Stetson's had a lot of critical mistakes. This has not been a good football game at all.
no, not at all.
So I'm not making excuses for him. What I'm saying is I don't know if there are better alternatives on the team.
He's made 2 critical ones. What's the other one?
I'm saying the fumble again that Fitzpatrick recovered.
That was, yeah. Heavily scrutinized position.
Absolutely.
This is where you establish yourself with a long march. Are we still live here?
Yes, sir.
Got to get a good march here. Win the game, put the game away.
As Rob Suggs, another one of our guys at UGASports, he says, bad things always seem to happen in Lexington. Yeah. I mean, you win a lot of times up there, but it is sometimes a very frustrating game to play. Although last time Georgia went up there, Elijah Holyfield and DeAndre Swift ran for 270-plus yards.
Our tight ends keep blocking like that. We can get a good march here.
Mm-hmm.
But the last series, after White scored the last time, he didn't even get back in the game that last series, did he?
No, I don't think so. There's a lot of Kendall Milton and James Cook. It's like, run the ball, Todd Monken. I know you're a pro guy, but no, there's Zamir White. He's in the game now, so. Oof. That could have been bad.
He stuffed him. Watch the guy on the outside there. He just stopped. See him stop?
Yeah. I did not realize he stopped that badly. Come on, Marcus Rosemy, Jack Saints, you got to keep running.
Of course, fans don't see that.
No, because once your agenda is that the quarterback's too short, then you just stick with it.
First down for
pounding
Zamir White.
it.
Patrick Garvin with the stat for us that Zamir White has his first career 100-yard game at Georgia.
He didn't rush 100 against Baylor?
I think it may have been just shy. I think it was in the 90s.
Okay.
I could double check that, but
I could have sworn he got over 100 yards, but I would never go against Patrick because Patrick always.
Too tights.
oh, they're about to let Zamir pound this hammer.
Yep. 3 plays, 3 runs, first down, and what?
Take him out.
3 yards. Apparently that ball's really heavy. See, the commentators saying the exact same thing that we were, that JT is the
Coming off the edge.
I ran away from him.
Blind Squirrel says, I've never been confused for a football expert, but I'll take an 11-point lead to start a fourth quarter any day.
Yeah.
Exactly. Run the draw.
Yeah.
Take care of the ball.
Oh.
James Cook. First down.
Oh, wow.
Man, he almost didn't make it, but
He almost did not. There's almost a holding call in the flats there, so.
Got to move the ball back.
It does move it back. Wow. Yeah, Kirby, you might
That's a
want to.
terrible I challenge his spot.
Kirby's not happy about where that ball was spotted.
That guy moved the ball back after. Terrible spot.
That was a clear first down on the
Yeah.
field. Oh, wow.
Challenge it.
Yeah.
Horrible spot.
Call down.
Play is going to be under review. Play will be under review.
Look like they should review it.
They will.
I bet they don't.
You don't think so? Okay.
Way to go, Rod.
So I'm reading Twitter from our guys actually in the stadium who are a couple seconds ahead of the broadcast.
Well, I guarantee that was a piss poor spot. Excuse my language.
I think you should be more harsh with your language after that spot. Because oh my goodness, that's like
Good
almost
God.
a yard.
They're almost spotting the ball where his knee was, not where he
As the
landed.
guy's walking back here, he's walking sideways.
I just heard Jordan Rogers say tough to tell. I don't know what you're watching, Jordan. Maybe that's how it happened at Vanderbilt. But yeah, look where the football is, where his arm is.
Look how much this guy moves back with his foot. There's his foot, then his left foot. It was a good call on the swing pass to Cook. At least we got it off the goal line anyhow.
There it is.
First down after review.
Exactly.
And again, folks, this will be a partisan broadcast, but we try to call it like we see it. So that's not us saying, hey, you got to give us another foot. That's just obviously a bad call or a bad spot. They looked at it and it was correct. I mean,
missed it by a yard.
Yeah.
We're doing a lot of subbing here backs. These guys are hot.
Yeah.
This White's in there is going to be a run.
12:26, 12:25, 12:24, fourth quarter.
Backside edge.
Yep.
White's been massively productive today.
Only chance they got is the backside. This is probably play action to Jackson down the boundary.
Oh my goodness.
Or
way to tuck in behind Justin Schaefer and get another 5 yards.
Schaefer's answering the phone.
Schaefer's blocking. He's 7 yards downfield on his man. Look at Warren McClendon clear it out.
Easily made that.
Yeah.
I don't know why they replayed it as if like.
It's not a question.
Jordan Rogers trying to revamp it.
Yeah, get us back to the 7-on-7. I mean, the 11-on-11 shot so we can see what's going on.
11:15, 11:14.
Edge pressure again.
Yeah, they're bringing.
Now we got a guy in there to stop it.
Exactly. You notice they brought Harrison to block it.
That's a good run, 6 yards.
Coach,
That guy at the top ain't going to call it.
With the score and just the way this game's been going, I don't know if Georgia has any incentive to pass another time in this game.
Yeah.
Every time they throw the ball, somebody should throw a wadded up game plan at Todd Monken.
It's a nice march here.
It wouldn't hurt if Georgia held on the ball for 10 minutes, 19 plays. 2nd 6, another handoff. Oh,
Slow developing.
yeah. All right, so now you got a long 3rd down.
Got to get them north and south quickly.
Yep.
First time we've run that outside zone, it didn't work. Put Cook in and swing it to him again.
Yeah, I would get the ball out of Stetson Bennett's hands quickly into Cook or maybe something to take advantage of the edge, because look at how many people are close to the. Well, they're backing away now.
They had Cook triple team.
Yeah. They weren't going to let that happen again. So it kills you when you don't have a George Pickens out there.
Just not a good decision unless there absolutely was nothing else out there.
Right.
Tough to tell from the one angle.
Made him call a timeout.
Now they're going to say he's got an injured player.
All right, so 9:21 here in the fourth. We'll take a quick break.
If we had the ball the whole quarter,
I believe so.
Yeah, you started with it.
Well, hey, let's take a minute and say thank you to our friends at Bud Light Seltzer. Roddy, that means you got about 1 minute to put that one back and crack open your next.
Yeah, thank you, my man.
All right, we'll be right back. All right, we are back. Thank you for watching along with us. We're in the fourth quarter of Georgia versus Kentucky, and Georgia holds a 14-3 lead. And you still have a chance to share this link with your friends and then email Radi at UGAsports.com. That's RADI at UGAsports.com, and you will be entered to win a $50 gift card. So the more you share this, the more people find out about the UGA Sports Watch Along show.
Yep.
One, the smarter way I'll get, because we're in the presence of the College Football Hall of Famer here in Jim Donnan, because he knows a lot more about football than I've forgotten, that's for sure.
Huh.
That's not how that phrase goes. He's forgotten a lot more about football than I have ever known. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We get a chance, swing by our friend. $50 off coupon for any vehicle you buy, new or pre-owned. All of their vehicles under 80,000 miles, if they're pre-owned, or all their new ones, of course, come with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Let them know that you heard about the coupon at the UGA Sports Watch Along. Shout out to everybody at Athens Ford for setting us up. We'll remind you right now, if you swing out there and you're looking for a Ford truck, they have the Ford F-150 for $14,000 off. Can't beat that. Quay Walker outside.
who was that? Quay?
They're showing Quay Walker going into the.
This guy wasn't hurt. He's faking it.
Yeah.
All right, so Georgia's going to punt here on 4th and 5. There's 9:19, 9:18, 9 minutes.
Down it inside the 10.
9 minutes and 12 seconds here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, yeah, baby. 9-yard line. Woo!
MVP today, right? Jake Kamara.
Yeah. There's your SEC player, the special teams player of the week.
All right,
All right, defense, make him punt.
Kentucky's down 2 possessions with 9 minutes left. I can tell you what, that doesn't work for what Kentucky does.
No.
So this.
Yeah, but it's not impossible for them to break off one big one.
Oh, it's not.
I'm just saying
I'm
that's,
not saying it is. I'm saying this is not comfortable for what they're good at.
Yeah, this is a team that scored 72 points in 2 games. So, but they're also a team that only, couldn't move the ball against Missouri last week. So,
Exception of that 190-yard march, our defense has held them in check pretty good. I mean, 3 points.
Clemson's fighting back a little bit. They're down 8 points to Boston College about halfway through the third quarter. That was worse at halftime, so I don't know how to pronounce their quarterback's name. Trevor Lawrence is out for a positive COVID test, so DJ Ungale or something like that. I'll have to go figure out how to say that before he becomes their full-time starting quarterback.
OG Wanaloo or something like that.
Ukulele. I think there's a Lele in there.
Yeah, Lele's at the end of it, I think.
He's a badass.
6'4", 250.
I forgot Quay Walker on my list of injured players.
The thing that hurts you on that's helped us today, we have turned it over, but both times the turnovers are on their end of the field. That's a lot of difference than giving them only. I mean, they've had to go the long way throughout the game with a young quarterback, and our defense have done a pretty good job against them.
So I get a lot of people saying, bring in JT Daniels, and my response is, well, if you're going to change quarterbacks, you're going to bring in Dwan Mathis. That's your number 2 guy. And I'm told quite authoritatively that you shouldn't bring in Dwan Mathis or Stetson Bennett because JT Daniels is better than both of them. I don't know how everybody knows that.
There's literally no information to support that.
I wish Kirby Smart could actually watch these guys practice and maybe come up with that on his own.
Based on what Kirby says about practice, we plan who we think gives us the best shot.
All right, 9 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Kentucky's got the ball at its own, call it 10-yard line.
Hey, look what happens when we get 2 hands up there.
8:55, 8:54,
That's why they started the last drive. They through the slants. They can't afford to try to pound it. They got to try to go
They
here.
got to score. It's exactly
Working on our nickel there. Webb, you can't let him inside you, buddy.
like Dayne said. They got to move quickly. You're down 11 points with 8.5 minutes. You can't just grind up the all day.
Make the tackle.
Oh my goodness, Monty Rice and
So that's not going to show up on highlight films, but Malik Herring did such a good job there to maintain leverage and then switch around and force the runner's hand to go inside and not cut out. What do you say, Coach? Push them to where you got help.
Yep.
Aaron Calloway, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that. He does have a question. He says, why not more passing to the tight ends or Washington over the middle specifically?
Just mainly because they're running the ball pretty successfully, I guess.
Yeah.
I agree with him. I'd throw until to the tight ends relentlessly, but you are running the ball really, really well. 6 yards a carry.
7:40 left. Thanks for that support, Aaron. Really.
God, you knew he was going to keep it.
Yep.
But again, watch that clock ticking down. Kentucky can't afford to be too slow here.
That stack at the top. You better know who that's.
Boom!
Oh my goodness.
Aziz
Yeah,
going to
that-
wrap up, buddy. Wow.
Man.
You saw him looking at that stack at the top. You knew that's where he wanted to go. But you had him in the backfield. He didn't make it.
Twice today.
Yeah.
Barry J's asking what's time of possession now. Good question. I'll check for you.
I'd say they still got us.
Yeah, they have had it 28 minutes. Georgia's had it 22.
A little more balanced than it was at one
Come
point.
on,
Yeah.
Jalen Carter, make a play.
Second 10, 7:06 on the clock. Bring in some pressure.
Pretty good.
It's going to be third and short here for Kentucky with 6:59 here in the
Pretty
fourth.
smart by them. They've been throwing a slant, then they throw the out. We were playing inside technique.
Yeah.
They're definitely in. They're going to go for it on fourth down here. Down 2.
Oh, I absolutely have to.
This is going to be a situation where he fakes and keeps it and throws it.
Trinity Clark
Yep.
says that Malik Herring is the Jordan Jenkins of this defense.
That's fair.
Couple good players. Good tackle. Mark Webb.
I don't think that was the first down.
4th and 1. God, what a spot.
That's a very generous spot.
You think Jordan Rogers will complain about it?
I'm sure.
Son of a gun, that guy didn't make that.
All right, they are reviewing.
He should review it. He didn't make it.
So that to me looked like, again, it's a bang-bang play.
It's a half a yard short. Ran the whip route. Look at that. He got tackled on 1 yard back of that.
Yeah. I definitely thought it was a yard short, so.
Stoops is not happy about the review.
You ought to be happy they're getting spots, but
Yeah.
Lewis Austin says the refs this year are horrible.
Lewis is correct.
he definitely. We need to send him what he super chat on that one.
Yeah, give us that Venmo account. We need to give your money for nailing that one. He's right, though.
There's that.
There's that beautiful sound. Let's go cranberry.
I'll call you a Uber when you get out of here.
I got a 16-year-old son, man.
That's his job now. That's true.
Hey, come get daddy. And as we see with the Kentucky wide receiver, last name Ollie. That's my son's name. Good name, so I can be happy when he catches passes, but I don't want him to actually get any first downs or anything. Just out of, name recognition.
Fourth down right here. I go 2 edge guys coming hard, one playing fullback and one playing quarterback. And on the other side, if I'm Eddie Grant, I fake it and throw it in the flat to somebody.
Oh, that's nice. So you're not going to do that little quarterback wildcat formation?
They could do that too. But I promise you this, that is not a first down.
I agree with you, Coach. My only concern is, are they willing to overturn? I mean, yes, to me that's indisputable evidence, but are the referees going to see that the same way?
Well, they overturned the last one.
Yeah, they did. You're right.
I like the folks that are saying Stetson's been bad all year. That's not true. But
He barely made it to the 34.
that was my
He had to
point.
get to the 35. Yeah, full yard short. They did correct it, Coach.
That's why you watch the watch-along show.
Yep.
I guarantee you one thing, Coach Stoops been eating a lot of his mama's biscuits too. I remember when he used to be a defensive back.
Oh, yeah.
All right, 4th and 1 here.
I don't know if we got enough players on the field here.
And go that wildcat and actually throw it to the QB. No one ever covers him.
Jump up there.
Why
Could be
are you going to
keeper.
play 5 yards off the ball?
Option read. Yep.
Shit. That was bad.
Yeah.
We didn't even have anybody on the
I was about
edge.
to say there's nobody on the left.
Bounce it.
.549, 548, 547 if you're syncing with your TV. 545.
Good play.
Mark Webb's had a really good
Yes.
second half here.
That's why he played the inside route one time. Right here, Georgia's going to bring pressure. We're either going to sack him or they're going to make a big play.
Hadn't really seen a lot of different pressure packages, so I'd like to see that right now.
We're playing cover 2.
Yep.
Which is smart. Make him beat you. Good rush.
Got him. Wow, I'm impressed.
You see like count throw his hands up.
Z, just go for his inside shoulder.
Yeah,
He's going around him. Look at this angle here.
yeah.
He beats the guy, now close.
No, going back to the play. Why they jump back 3 or 4 plays instead of the one you just saw?
Clemson now down, looks like 2 points to Boston College. All right, 5:34, it's 3rd and 10 for Kentucky.
They got, see what they do on old.
Great
Just
play.
can't tackle in space.
No.
Could be a face mask on us too.
Yeah.
Got to get off the field on 3rd down. Georgia's defense is too talented to be allowing 3rd and 10s. Holding on Kentucky.
Wow.
Georgia gets bailed out with a penalty flag.
Come on, refs, keep it going there. Save them for basketball. No. That's definitely holding there.
Wow, that's a nice tackle. I was about to say that they're,
But they only got it from the spot of the foul, so.
you know, and I feel bad because I didn't call this earlier, but that right guard and right tackle have been talking, the chirpiness between them and Mark Webb, Richard LeCount, and Nakobe Dean has been nonstop. If you go back and watch it, you'll see those guys are in each other's face every play.
We come in pressure here.
Yeah. Nope, they bailed out. Keep them in front of you.
Well defended.
Yep.
That's good defense right there.
That was. You notice they, I like the fact that they actually still got a little pressure to the quarterback. He had to go to the check down, and
Yeah.
it's 3-on-1 at that point.
We had Anderson in there too.
Ah, that would explain it. Your fastest outside linebacker in the game. I don't always know where Anderson's going, but I know he's going to get there lightning fast.
All right.
It's
4th
going to be an underneath route. They're going to work on this guy right here or that guy at the top in a slot underneath over the middle.
So does Nakobe Dean pick him up? Oh my goodness!
Richard LeCount had a pick.
Richard's dying.
Hey, coming into that, Kentucky was
He
two.
threw it over the middle. Richard knew it.
Yeah. Again, senior leadership.
A lot of refs.
Coming into that play, Kentucky was 2 for 2 on 4th down. So
That was a cover touchdown.
hammer it down and get home with no more injuries.
Good job, defense.
Big shout out to Mark Webb there on that series.
Yes.
He's one of the guys coaching that defense that gets forgotten quite often, but he's such a valuable contributor.
Glad the refs call that holding penalty. How many timeouts do they have left? 2 or 3?
I think they have 2. Didn't they have to call one for the injury?
Oh, I got 3.
You don't call it there.
No, that was a ref. Excuse me.
Ref call.
Yeah. For the fake injury?
They do assess you for injuries inside of, what, 2 minutes?
Was it 40? Balls on the 40?
Baltimore, Kentucky 42.
Well, Podolski's going to have to kick a field goal to cover for a lot of the people at the country club.
You don't want to be on bad beats, man.
Tell you this,
Well, going to have a lot to talk about next week, but anytime you can win on the road,
With
take
six starters out.
Georgia's got to avoid the critical
7
offensive
starters, excuse me.
mistakes. You remember, it was essentially 3 plays that was the difference in Georgia leading against Alabama and then being down 2 possessions to Alabama. And similar case with this game in the sense that Georgia was on the door of just blowing this game wide open. Didn't do it because of about 3 critical mistakes. And, against a lot of teams, you can't recover from that.
Yep.
yeah.
I don't like Georgia's being 3 bad plays against Florida. I've covered too many Georgia-Florida games and seen that, even when Georgia's been favored, and lots of times going in that game they were not, but, 3 bad mistakes. I remember an immediate pick 6 to start the game. I think that was Aaron Murray or
That's
someone.
over with, though.
I'm just saying, there's something about that stadium that gets in my head.
We got them 3 straight now.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we won straight 3.
It don't matter. None of those get you a first
What
down
about
in this game.
What about Rick's last year? Did he win the last game against them too?
No. Not with Fatone Bauta back there.
Was that his last year?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was 2015.
I hated that too because Fatone's a good guy. Having a good coaching career, from what I understand.
Is he with South Carolina?
He's with South Carolina.
Yeah, with Coach Bobo.
Yeah, Coach Bobo took Fatone Bauta. Joe Cox got his whole. We'll see them later in the season. So.
It's a bunch of former players.
Yeah.
A bunch of former Georgia players on that staff.
Well, one
Hey,
thing
we have agents.
is that
deep
tailgating.
into that.
Is that tailgate?
I think that's
Oh,
old.
that's the
tailgating.
Florida game.
Yeah. We're talking about next week.
Won't be tailgating at that game.
Nope. I will be there. We're going to have to ask Brent Rollins if he'll come and sit in my chair and drink all this Bud Light seltzer for me.
I'll drink the seltzer.
I'm glad you're willing to
I'll
take one
fall
for
on
the
that
team.
sword.
They got 3 timeouts left.
Yep.
All right, 4:10 here in the fourth quarter. Georgia's a 14-3.
Good call.
There you go.
We've been throwing in the inside, ran a quick pitch. Take your time.
About a first down away from them having to call their timeouts and run out this clock.
Oh wow, that 2024 Explorer, like the one I was talking about earlier, that thing is $9,000 off right now.
Whoa.
Impressive.
I'm just saying.
That'd be a good Christmas present for somebody.
I'm just saying. Hey Rachel, you can have my old one.
3.5 minutes here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 3. Zamir White in the game for Georgia. 2 tight ends. That's a really fun play design there.
This guy ain't gonna give you a first down if it's
His life's depended on it. That was another garbage call or spot.
So Trey McKitty takes his guy and kind of splits a little bit further out wide, and he goes with him and blocks that way. You got the sweep guy coming in the backfield.
unreal to
Yeah,
me.
Jermaine Burton goes through, but Jermaine's got to sell it a little bit more. I mean, you could tell he wasn't had nothing to do in that play just by his body language.
I'm saying the amount of options that
Oh, I agree,
Tomlin
but,
has
you know,
in his offense.
At least make that guy in the secondary, watch him.
Sneak.
Yep. How they got the 1st and 10?
Yeah, they give him 1st and 10.
So they fixed the spot for the 3rd time in a row. Oh, that was bad.
Yeah, that's a couple times now that Burton.
They gonna use their timeouts now, you think?
Yeah.
They'll just probably let the clock go down. Take
What
the
are they
timeouts
doing in Kentucky? They just glad to get out of the game?
I think they are.
I didn't think Kentucky would score much in this game, but
I expected Georgia to score a lot
Seriously, why would Kentucky call timeout here?
because they're waving the white flag.
because it's basketball season, Coach.
So Kentucky's going to go to 2-4 when they were expected. I mean, people had them as the dark horse to win the East. Granted, most of those people were in Kentucky they were saying that, but after 9 wins last season, a lot of people had them as one of the top teams in the SEC East and expected them to, do really well. But
All right, whistle blew, whistle blew.
He called timeout finally.
Refs could have called
I think he's
something.
wanting. I think he's trying to save him for his offense. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Down 2 possessions.
Yeah.
Where's the ball?
I got to see where they
28.
I got to see where they called the progress stop.
You think Kirby kick a field goal if they call timeout again?
He should. Will he? Probably not.
I mean, right now it's an 11-point game, so yeah.
2 scores.
But you
It'd still be 2 score, but it'd have to be 2 touchdowns.
that's what my.
What's the book say, Coach?
Did you ever use the book?
Occasionally. But right here, just make the first down and the game's over.
Yeah. Minute 53.
The other thing that happened to us the last time we kicked the field goal, we got a bad snap and they could block it. And
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Kirby is very conservative. That's why.
Well, Zamir White's averaging 5.5 yards a carry, so
how many yards rushing we got?
total 210.
Well, Roddy, you were right about tight ends were critical in the blocking game today, right?
Well, you saw how often they were in 12 personnel. I just stole that from what you said last week.
Georgia's leading receiver, James Cook, 4 catches for 62 yards. So total yards from scrimmage is 101 for James Cook.
Yeah.
131 for Zamir White.
I like James Cook as your leading receiver.
When Todd Monken was at Southern Miss, I had a game one time where he was running the clock out like this, and he had that quarterback that's playing for the 49ers now, and they had Ito Smith was a running back, and
Nick Mullins.
And he faked up in there and bootlegged out. Nobody was on him. I don't think he'll do that here, but he could. Especially with all the way we've been running it.
Yeah.
Make them call their timeouts.
Now, when you call those bootlegs out like that, do you have a specific side that you want to go to? Are you going boundary, field side? Do you have a purpose in that?
Yeah. Usually you keep it into the boundary because they defend to the field, but I think the ball's on the left hash right here, so for him to fake to the right and roll out to the left is tougher. But
Yeah.
I think that depends on personnel too, Roddy. Like last year, go wherever Andrew Thomas was.
Yeah, that's true.
Not quite that case this year.
I could see us going a hard count here too.
All right, Georgia needs a first down to put this on ice.
Yeah. I like what you were telling us about having your quarterbacks go to the music department to learn to project from the diaphragm and get that hard count going.
He's got it right here. This guy's coming hard off
Yes, he
the
is.
edge.
Who's that in front of him? He's going to block him.
So they're going to call their timeout here. It's about a 2-yard gain on 3rd and 6. So it's going to be about 4th and 4. 1:48 here left in the 4th. Kentucky taking its second timeout. Do you kick, Coach?
I would kick it if we hadn't had that one bad snap, but at this point he's probably thinking about that because he's not putting them out there.
Yeah.
I can see the merits of either way.
A lot of bettors would like for him to kick it.
Yep. I'm having a lot of timeline. They're not going to cover because probably just cost a lot of bettors some money considering UGA is 17.5. Thanks,
Maybe
Jonathan.
doesn't care about the spread or the betting ramifications.
They do. They do.
No, a lot of people do. I'm telling you someone that does not.
Who's that?
Kirby Smart.
Yes, he does. He is quite aware of it. I don't think he plays to it. You're right, but
That's what I'm saying. Like,
no, that's
making
correct.
decisions
But
based
he's
on
very, very aware of what the.
Fake it to Zamir and roll out to his right.
Better beat number 31 if you do. Wow.
Well, based on the ref spots,
Well, you never know when
it
that
may not
line.
be a first.
Yeah, he ain't going to give it to him.
Oh my God! What? Why do these guys mark it where their knees are, not where the ball is?
This one was a little bit closer, I think.
Oh, you think he rolled across the ground a little bit?
Yeah. Maybe not as much as I thought, though.
No.
Putting 2 seconds back on the clock, it's going to be a 1:43. They put another. Now it's 1:45.
I think the line judge has one shoe that's tighter than the other, and it makes him see things crooked.
Richard LeCount had his chance for the pick six. Wouldn't be right without Kentucky playing the game down to the wire.
So 1:45 here in the 4th. Kentucky needs 11 points in its own territory.
They're giving up right the underneath, but
Let them hit those all they want.
Yeah, down 11, minute and a half. I don't think 2 yards is gonna.
Now you notice everybody peeled out of there saying, "Look, you're not getting anything past 10 yards." Well, it was completely open in the middle because they're like, "Look, you put out that piece of tasty bait, saying we think we can tackle you in the open field." Hey, congratulations to Travis Etienne, your all-time ACC rushing leader, 4,612 yards.
Whew.
What's the score in that game now? (28-26) or what is it?
That's what it is. Fourth quarter, Clemson has the ball.
I'm telling you, they're going to I think that you get a pick six for the backdoor cover here.
End of the third quarter, Mel Tucker's Michigan State Spartans lead Michigan 20-17.
Khaki.
Come on, Mel.
Good job coaching. I mean, he had 7 turnovers last week.
Love to see Mel Tucker get a big win.
Georgia State now trails Coastal Carolina 51-0.
Damn. That's just rude.
And Gatewood has no interest in downfield passing. None.
Well, I guarantee you Chris Smith is probably sitting on the Georgia 25 right now. He's so far back.
Keep.
Minute 13 left, 3rd and 8. As long as Georgia keeps everything in front of them, this
Yeah. Watch Jalen Carter here. Triple team. Oh, they tackled him.
Hit him.
Good job by Adam Anderson.
Yeah.
Remember when I said Kentucky's not good about coming from behind and doing things outside of
Yeah, but I didn't think
its
that
comfort zone?
they'd be that
It's
that they would kind of nut up that bad. Look at Adam hits the ground. He gets thrown to the ground, bounces up instantaneously. You know all those up downs you had your players do, Coach? You know,
Yeah, that
your
was
defensive
impressive.
guys bouncing off the ground.
Impressive.
That was he gets up off the ground faster than I can stand up in one of those
Like-
lift chairs, man.
oh, watch Anderson.
What is Kentucky scored 1 touchdown in the last 3 games?
Yeah,
He scored 1 last week. Did they
Well,
play
he
Tennessee?
got all those scores against Tennessee.
Yeah,
But
defense scored half of those. What's a 4th and 18 call, Coach?
our father.
4th and 18 is not a good down for Georgia defenses.
3-man rush,
If you go back to
1
2013.
to 4.
No flag?
Yeah,
I
Campbell,
was say you got to.
Stevenson. Why would you do that on 4th and 18, son? Grab the guy, let him catch it. Just immature. You talk about cardinal rules. Never interfere on 4th down. Never.
Especially 4th and 18.
We did that against Alabama on 3rd down last week. Watch him grab the guy. You don't have to suffocate him, man. Play it down and distance.
Anderson again. We're at 45 seconds left in the football game.
Holding.
The game is going too fast beforehand. Now the game won't die.
It's because Kentucky's having to pass.
I'm just saying, it's like turned
What
into
was
a
the penalty?
Freddy Krueger.
Another injury for Kentucky. This has been a physical game.
Take a penalty.
Brandon Howell says Adam Anderson is a monster. On 3rd down, he absolutely is. Very skilled pass rusher. Can't always ask the defense to hold the other team to 3 points, though.
Well, that's true, but you know the offense scored on the first possession of the game and the first possession of the second half.
Yeah.
Nice marches, and in between, not a whole lot.
Just really horrible mistakes. Tell you, Texas A&M Arkansas, we talked about this on our Around the League podcast on Thursday. That's a very intriguing game because all of a sudden, second place in the SEC West is available to the winner of that game.
Yeah, you got Dak and LSU and Auburn. 2 winners of those games are going to be sitting pretty. 2 losers are going to be history.
Yep.
Really excited to watch Chad Morris's offense against Bo Pelini's defense. All right, first and 20, 45 seconds left.
Ooh. Oh, my goodness, Malik Herring. Wow.
Get him down.
Yeah, keep stuff in front of you.
Who is that?
Tariq Stevenson's down.
William Poole coming in for him? 31?
That would be my guess. Man, you really wish Keely Ringo was healthy. It's amazing. You got Keely Ringo, Broderick Jones, Tate Ratledge, 3 5-stars that have hardly seen the field yet. Guys that are in the pipeline that will be coming up next year. Wow.
Could have called something on
Yeah, I was
Malik
about to
Herring.
say Malik Herring just got.
Stay in bounds, attaboy.
And look at him pursue.
Yeah.
They may call it now anyway.
I don't. What is when you strangle someone? Garrett,
Yeah.
garroting or whatever. I think that's what they needed to be called on Malik Herring on that play, or called against him as he got wrapped around his neck.
Pronunciation on Clemson's quarterback's name, DJ Uiagalelei.
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 It's good.
DJ.
I think I saw a clip with him saying, a lot of people just try to say ukulele, obviously because of where he's from.
Let that clock run out.
Yep. That's exactly what they're
They
doing.
can't score 11
He's
points.
going to throw another underneath one here.
Nope.
Kentucky lets the clock expire. Georgia wins the football game
Ball game.
4-3. And I understand every perspective of this game. I understand people that are happy because you get a road win against a team that's really good on the line of scrimmage. I also understand people that are disappointed by how Georgia looked because offensively, especially in the passing game, Georgia looks extremely limited in a variety of reasons. When you're talking your top pass catcher is James Cook, it's probably not going to get it done against a lot of teams.
Now, I'm also a little disappointed in some of the mechanics, some of the fundamental things. Like you see Stetson Bennett running with the ball on his inside arm instead of outside arm. You see the pass interference call on a 4th down play. Bad snaps, a couple, not just on the kick, but there's a lot of small fundamental things like that just kind of drive you bad. It's like, look, you don't need to make it harder on yourselves than it actually is. You're down 6 starters plus 2 guys who play a lot, You can quibble over whether or not Julian Rochester's a starter, but he's out there a lot, Quay Walker and Monty Rice going back and forth. Monty's banged up. Quay comes out of the game. I had somebody say something about, Kenny McIntosh isn't a starter. He's your starting returner. So you're out, 6 to 8 guys. But when you have a rough day like that, the last thing you can do is have bad snaps, penalties. Not that Georgia had many, but a lot of the fundamental small things that just drive you insane.
That's for sure.
I'm not trying to ripple. I mean, it's not just one area. It's a lot of different coaches, a lot of different positions, or not different coaches. So you can't just say, oh, this one coach doesn't have his guys lined up or in the right spots. But just fundamentally, there's mistakes that Georgia normally doesn't make. So.
I think you saw the
catching the ball on the 6-yard line instead of just saying on a punt, instead of letting it sail into the end zone and picking up, getting it on the 20.
Well, any way you look at it, though, defense played extremely well, except for that one drive in the second quarter, which really changed the game around because the offense was really moving around pretty well there. So,
on that long drive, 19-play drive, they gave up a field goal.
Yeah.
So that was the defense.
Hey, we're just finishing up. I'll call you right back. Bye.
The defense bounced back. It's but when you have to replace Jordan Davis in the middle, then Julian Rochester in the middle, then Lewis Seen on the back end.
Injuries are absolutely.
Quay Walker, you had to pull him out, and you still, you lose those guys. Monty Rice comes in halfway. A lot of guys got banged up, and you still only gave up 3 points.
And if you want to talk about injuries, you look at the offensive side. Ben Cleveland missing a lot of time in this game with what appears to be a neck injury.
All-American George Pickens.
George Pickens is a focal point of the offense and forces the defense to draw so much attention to him. Changes the complexity of the game.
But then, of course, if you're Stetson Bennett, you're trying to force a pass on 2nd and 1 into Jamari Sawyer, lets this guy get right into his lap. He throws it into that guy who tips it to himself. You kill that drive. And then you have that long pass that's intercepted on the sideline where, again, I'll defer to the coaches. I don't know if that's Marcus Rosemary-Jack Saint's fault for not running, or
you never break off a route after 15 yards. Before 15 you can, but the quarterback can't read that. Once you've made a move to go deep, you got to keep going. You're never going to throw a ball underneath like that. Now you might throw a back shoulder, but that wasn't a back shoulder. I mean, he was leading the guy like he was going up and going to go up and contest it for, but the fact that he hitched up and then threw it just showed you that he thought he was going,
Yeah.
But a lot of pressure on the kid. Everybody, no question, going to make a big deal out of the fact that the turnover were costly. I mean, that we should have got 3 out of that for sure, and maybe a touchdown. And then, but 2nd and 1. I mean, I thought we were going to roll the quarterbacks out some. We didn't see that any today.
I don't remember him rolling out,
but
once.
He did keep the ball on the goal line. We had a good running game today, and
he scored a rushing touchdown. But it's been if you go back to the second half of that, or not second half, but go back to the second half. He's had 4 interceptions since he thrown his last touchdown pass. Because he had 1 in the first half and then 2 in the second half, and hadn't thrown a touchdown pass since. So again, if you're scoring a lot, it's not a problem. But Georgia didn't score a lot today. They scored 2 rushing touchdowns, and
you're gonna have to score next week.
Yeah, you're gonna have to score a boatload. And you got to get those guys healthy.
Shout out to Bud Light Seltzer, Athens Ford, Europie. Thank you all for supporting what we do here at UGASports.com.
And thank you to everyone who shared this. So we really appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Let me give you some total stats before we break off here. Georgia finished with 346 yards. Kentucky finished with 229. Georgia had 131 yards through the air. Kentucky had 91. Georgia rushed for 215 yards. Kentucky rushed for 138.
Yeah, they had some lost yardage play, though.
Georgia had 2 penalties for 19 yards. Kentucky had 6. So this was the least penalized game, it feels like, for Georgia, only the 2. Georgia with 20 first downs, 5 of 9 on 3rd down conversions, 1 of 2 on 4th down conversions. Georgia ran 57 plays to Kentucky's 64 plays. So,
how many?
57 for Georgia, 64 for Kentucky. Drives. Georgia had 1 drive in the first quarter, 3 in the second, 2 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. So 8 possessions, which ain't a whole lot.
What, 2 punts?
Yes, sir, 2 punts.
2 great punts.
2 punts, missed field goal, 2 interceptions.
Yep, 2 TDs.
Lost it on downs the last time.
Right. That's another thing you get when you're watching a game with a coach. They can remember the number of drives and the result of each one.
Yeah.
Because that's how they look at games. They don't look
that
at
brain
it.
works.
We focus on personnel, and throwing to the tight ends. They focus on the result of each drive, and that's how they compare and contrast. It's
Well,
fascinating watch.
I know we'll talk about Georgia versus Florida all week long coming up. All I'll tell you is that if you're feeling real bad about Georgia, and I get if you are, if you just think what you just saw can't beat Florida, all I'd tell you is go look at Kirby Smart's record against Dan Mullen, because it's pretty stellar.
Plus, Kentucky's probably better on defense than Florida.
True.
I like their chances when Pickens gets back in there. It takes a lot of pressure off quarterback, because you got a go-to guy. We went to Kenny Mack a few times. Jackson a few times. Kenny Mack couldn't play. But
imagine if you get Kenny McIntosh back.
Cook,
and now you got a James Cook and a Kenny
got
McIntosh. So you got
Cook's looking great.
Yeah.
Ran well.
Cook and Zamir.
Both those guys. Between
it's-
the two, you got 100 yards apiece, right? Running and passing.
Yeah, total yards, yes.
He had 124, and Cook had how many total? Rushing and receiving.
Cook was at 101 last I looked.
Yeah.
Mostly in the passing game. It was a 60-40 split, essentially.
Well, you take 200 yards from your tailbacks any day of the week.
And Zamir White, 136 yards, Coach.
Especially 57 snaps. That's not many.
Nope.
Well, Roddy, next week you are passing off your chair to the great Brent Rollins from Pro Football Focus.
Well, we have to ask him if he'll do it or not. He may not want to hang out with you guys. Or he may actually be
He's going to
busy.
play hard to get, I'm sure.
Yeah, he will. I do think we would be remiss not to point out, the fact that Zamir White gets his first 100-yard game, 136. Lathered him up, fed him the ball 26 times.
Had the great touchdown run, keeping his balance.
So that does bode well. I know that everybody wants to talk about quarterbacks, which is fair. Again, I think Stetson had two bad throws. One, your wide receiver should be running there to, finish the route, but he's not going to fill you with a lot of confidence. There's going to be a lot more quarterback criticism this week, warranted or not. It seems warranted. But at the same time, if folks are not getting excited about Zamir White kind of coming back, this guy's had, 57 different ACL injuries. He's just been banged up. That is a long road to recovery. So to get him to finally, think about the hours upon hours upon hours of rehab where they make you do stuff that just hurts, and he was able to fight through all that, and now he's picking up, 100-yard game. Again, somebody I remember the Clemson staff referred to him as a generational back.
Yeah.
So a guy that's had those multiple ACL injuries to come back, that is just the highlight of the day, lathering him up and letting him do what he really wants to do, let him bang off this guy. You see how excited he was. So we'll be excited to see what he can do against Florida next week.
Check out our coverage on UGASports.com. Post-game, we'll have all the interviews from Kirby Smart and players. We'll have post-game reaction. This week we'll have the UGA Sports Live podcast on Tuesday, looking ahead to Georgia versus Florida. The Around the League podcast on Thursday, where Coach Donnan and Brent Rollins and I will look at what's going on around the SEC. Anything else, guys?
All right. Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.